What's up, YouTube? Oh, crap, you were expecting Enrique. Too fucking bad. Welcome to the No Pants edition of Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. I am your hostile takeover host, Mr. Megative on Twitter. My name is John, and tonight this is my freaking podcast. Okay? My guests tonight are the former owner of this podcast, Enrique. Okay? Well, hold on. Why can't I hear myself in the mic? What's going on? There we go. For some reason, the freaking podcast was going on in another window. I didn't even open it. That was freaking crazy. Anyway, back on track. No more distractions. Mike Mullis from Next Level Gaming is here. What's up, Mike?
What is up, gentlemen?
And the drunk cat himself, Al, the master of cat gifts. What's up, buddy? I missed you so much. If I could like give you a virtual hug right now, I would, but I can't.
Man, I'd take it. I had a rough week last week, but I'm in it to win it tonight. Let's do this.
And then we have the actual host of this podcast, Enrique.
Yeah.
Enrique.
The Macho Man.
Macho Man.
He's not on camera because I'm on camera, and he can't.
What's going on with that?
He can't compete with this, with my chiseled features and my deep.
Dude, you look like
eyes.
fucking Snoke from Star Wars.
A little bit, right? A little bit. If Snoke were really handsome and had a huge Johnson.
You're Snoke before whatever happened to him happened.
I'm Snoke back when he was a young, handsome man.
You're Snoke when he was a Jedi Knight.
Yeah, I don't think Snoke was ever a Jedi Knight.
No, he wasn't.
He was Gollum first.
He was Gollum.
I just realized my wife is standing right behind me.
Is she really?
It's a weird feeling, yeah.
Hello, Clarice. Tell wifey hello. Get on the podcast, man.
Why don't you here? Let's check her out. Hi, babe. How you doing? Where you at?
I'm sitting in the dark.
She's in the dark. We cannot see her right now.
I see darkness.
It's actually a metaphor. It's a metaphor. It's a
the
metaphor
moment is
for our
tense.
marriage. It's a metaphor for our marriage. She sits in the dark while I reside in the light. Okay.
The moment is tense.
all these video games. Let's talk video games. I want to talk about video games.
Yes, we should talk about. Hey, real quick. I just want to say real quick, guys. I'm so happy to have Al back. Al, I missed you, man. I would like John. If I could fucking hug you, I would hug you.
You talking to me or Al?
I'm talking to Al.
Okay. Why did you say John?
No, I'm saying like John, like you said. Let's say like John said.
Oh, I thought you wanted to hug me. Okay.
No, I don't want to hug you, John. I'm sorry.
Cycle of hugging.
Yeah.
Weird
And I'd like to say it was a pleasure 2 weeks ago to have Al on NLG. He filled in quite nicely, and
oh yeah, man, that's
what she said.
That was a lot of fun, man. That was a friggin' great show.
That was a good show. I was there too, actually.
I believe you were.
the whole
It was right. It was basically the Basement Radio Arcade takeover of the Next Level Gaming podcast. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was. It was a good time, man. Thanks for having us, Mike. Glad we got to take over a little bit.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me tonight. I'm glad I could make it.
Now, Mike, you could cuss in this podcast. You can say shit, fuck, and
I can, but my child is down here playing.
We'll say it for you.
My son is playing Minecraft Story Mode.
You got to speak in code.
I figured out how to get millions of subscribers. I am going to have my son start Twitch streaming Roblox, and I'm going to put it up on our channel. And
Dude, do it. Yeah, do it, man. You'll get like 1 million subs. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna just, hey, son, can you just Twitch stream some Minecraft for me?
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Well, you know what? Let's fucking talk games. You know, actually, real quick, what is because part of this podcast is shooting the shit, talking about video games and drinking beer because we're all men. We're manly men. You know. So, Mike, what are you drinking tonight, Mike?
Yingling Lager.
Good choice.
This stuff is good. Like I was telling you before, I did not realize that this is regional. You can only get this as far as, I think, Ohio.
I believe that's true because it's brewed in Pennsylvania, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, John, what are you drinking, man?
Fucking decaf coffee because I'm on.
I'm drinking cranberry juice.
I'm drinking unsweetened green tea.
With mango.
Now, if you excuse me, I've got some tofu I've got to pull out of the oven.
Jesus. Jesus. Yoga class, gotta go. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yoga class. Pilates.
My Pilates.
I'm late for my yoga class. Bye bye.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Al, what are
Is
you
there a
drinking, my
rally
friend?
around here?
I'm drinking Calm Before the Storm, which is a
Ooh.
cream ale with coffee and vanilla by Ballast Point.
Ooh, good
Guaranteed
choice.
to fuck you up after 2 or 3.
Dude, let me tell you something. Ballast Point is on fucking point. Love it.
Oh, man.
I just want to point out that Calm Before the Storm is also my son's middle name. So
Jesus.
I was gonna name him the stallion that mounts the world, but I just it's already taken.
You should have just called him Geralt.
Yeah.
You should have named your kid Geralt.
Gerald, I thought you said guilt. I was like, damn, I haven't been a practicing.
Geralt.
I haven't been a practicing
Gallivant.
Catholic for like 10 years.
Here's Calm Before the
Gallivant.
Storm, and my second child, Guilt.
Oh, my third child's called Surprise.
Surprise. Oh, shit. High mistake.
Oh,
That's terrible. No, Al, that's yeah, because I saw you tweet out that picture, that pirate cream, whatever it's called. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. And you know what, John? I still can't find Dragon's Milk.
I'll bring you some. We don't live
Yeah. Yeah, you know what, man? It's I was talking to the guy at the local beer store, wherever I buy my beer at, and he was saying that it has to do with the county.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah, so. All right, gentlemen. Let's talk video games. So, Al, since you were gone last week, man, I want to give you the podium. I want to give you the mic. Since we get a chance to really talk. I can't even talk. Beer's already kicking in. We didn't get a chance to get your impressions on E3 last week, so I'm going to give you the mic. And
John got my impressions on Bethesda's show because I watched it with him at the same damn time.
Exactly.
we did watch it together.
Yeah, I mean you were there too, right?
Yeah, I was there too. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't do a recap of the whole show. I had a little bit of an issue last week. But if you would just let me have a couple minutes on each show, that'd be great. This is obviously, I have the benefit of being like a week after, so things have happened since then. Some people, like the dust has settled almost. But I think it was a good E3 all around. I will say a couple companies may have made a mistake of showing things too soon.
Yeah.
And it's not just one company. I say companies plural.
And we'll talk about some of that later on on the hardware side.
So starting off from the beginning, EA, I think they came out strong. Honestly, I was probably one of the few. I'm not even gonna hide the fact that a lot of people were not happy with Titanfall. But I loved it and was looking forward to Titanfall 2. And EA's game of the show was Titanfall 2. Hands down for myself. Battlefield 1 had a great showing. But again, it was, this is a trailer for the whole broad game, which encompasses some aspects of single player, some aspects of multiplayer. And now here's 40 celebrities that you know about that are going to play multiplayer for 40 minutes, and we want you to care about it. I didn't really care about it after 10 minutes, and watching Snoop Dogg have a joint on was pretty
That was
awesome.
That was great.
Dude, it wasn't even Snoop Dogg. I think Jamie Foxx and Zach Efron were smoking the devil's lettuce too.
That's funny.
The devil's lettuce.
So I like those two showings. I didn't like the fact that we waited all this time and Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect Andromeda really wasn't shown.
terrible.
It
That
really
was
wasn't shown at all, and I was like so disappointed in that. I was disappointed in the Star Wars. Everyone's like, "Oh, that 6-second GIF was amazing that they showed." I'm like, "Yo, you got excited about a 6-second GIF of Star Wars? You're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
You should have showed us something. They should have had stuff set in time, like a time frame when we can see stuff." They're like, "Oh, well, we hope this fall you can see more Mass Effect." I'm like, "Then why did you even come to E3? Really? Why'd you come to E3?"
They didn't. I mean, they had their own show.
Well, and what that tells me is that you're going to see a big blowout at Gamescom
Yeah, I hope so.
or Paris Games Week. If they don't have a big showing at one of those, it's not coming out next year.
Is Paris Games Week now a big thing?
Well, it was last year when Sony
was
showed up,
last year,
but
yeah.
Sony might not even be there this year. They might do their own like summer European situation.
I think they're going to do Gamescom this year.
You think so?
I haven't seen their. Somebody had posted that they haven't decided yet.
Yeah, they haven't decided. They're actually rumors are looking at doing something in the summertime, like outside of Gamescom, like their own thing, like a big PlayStation event.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did I say? I said they were going to take. I made this prediction. They were going to take PlayStation Experience and they were going to pull it back into July.
You did say that, Mike.
That may still happen.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That would be really irritating because SDGC we were planning on going to PlayStation Experience this winter. So if they did that, I would be very put out.
You like to put out?
I do. Only for you, though.
Only the softcore.
Only softcore.
So that was the EA show. I think I didn't. Did I leave anything out from the EA show?
I don't think so.
Matt,
You cannot ignore the fact that that soccer guy came out and was like, "You'll remember my story." Oh my god, that was the silliest thing of the day, hands down.
I was excited for that until it was just him. Like you can't make it's like you can't make your own guy.
Yeah,
I'm excited about Madden.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm not a big sports games guy.
I was joking.
You guys, I'd rather play the sport than play it on the video game, and that's rarely when I actually play the sport.
Yeah.
In the evening, we had Bethesda. I watched it with John and Enrique. It was pretty good. I was led to believe that we'd see a little bit more from Tango. We didn't even hear anything about Tango's The Evil Within 2.
Nope.
And I was led to believe that we were going to actually see more of a tease about Wolf 2, other than the most hidden tease I've ever seen for a game at an E3 ever, which was the little line of DOS code for it.
Right.
Yep.
Quake had a nice CG trailer. If that's actual gameplay with a spinning camera, that's amazing, but I doubt it. I think Doc is onto something with the MOBA. Doc, I forget Amnesia, believes that it might be MOBA just because they hinted at abilities.
I remember him saying that.
I did watch an interview with a Bethesda rep who said it is traditional arena style combat, so it may be a Overwatch clone of sorts.
Quake Arena.
Which would
Arena.
I think it could work, but
I think Overwatch would annihilate it. I don't think this is. I think that market is tapped for the next year. I think Overwatch is just going to annihilate, Lawbreakers, for example. I think that's done.
But it's PC only, and that's the problem. My hype meter went through the roof because Quake is Quake, but then PC only, and I'm like, well, I'm out.
Yeah, but it's Quake, which means that I'm really not that surprised. I'm put out by it too, but I'm really not that surprised that it's PC only. Besides,
I am because Quake 4. I mean, Quake 4 was a launch Xbox 360 title. It's not. I mean, it's not like there's no precedent for id games being on console.
No.
Man, Quake 4 single player was such trash, though. I'm glad that they stepped away from it.
It was booty.
It was bad, but I mean, it was still Quake.
Yeah. Let me ask you: do you guys think that we'll see Quake on the Neo or Scorpio?
Eventually, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I do.
So other things from the Bethesda show, real quick. Dishonored looked great. I think it had some technical issues, but it was an actual game. Like you tell someone was actually playing it.
Yeah.
And that was great. The world looked insane. I mean, that art is just insane. Prey looked awesome too. Prey was my big, oh my god, this is insane. I mean, it looks more like a System Shock now than anything, and that's good. I mean, you're getting away from that weird alien vagina door starring a Native American guy. Hey, you guys know what I'm talking about.
What?
You played Prey.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't believe you refer to it as a vagina door, though.
I like vagina doors.
I once again have to say I appreciate my friend Pete Hines, who decided to tweet me in the middle of the friggin' conference. That was fantastic.
That's cool.
Because I said, well, I've known him for many, many years. So I said, hey, is this the Prey that Pete said was never coming every time we brought it up? And so he tweeted me when he was apparently during one of his breaks, and he said, I was talking about Prey 2, you damn troll. So it was a surreal moment because I'm like, dude, you were in the middle of your conference. So.
Al?
What else? I think that was it for Bethesda, basically. The Skyrim remaster, we already knew about that. I mean, it sounds so blasé to say that, but we knew it was coming in April.
We already knew because
Shinobi mentioned on the cast.
Exclusive scoops a month before any of those other fucking podcasts.
Yeah. So that was day one. So that was my day one wrap up. Day two was Ubisoft, right? Ubi and then MS, Microsoft. So Ubisoft, this is what I have to say. Don't like Dance Central, so half the show was terrible for me.
I love Dance Central.
Oh God.
Dance Central is not.
Not Dance Central. What was it?
Let Just Dance.
My bad. Sorry. I did not like Watch Dogs 2. I thought it was totally ridiculous. Looks absolutely insane. Looks like they're just catering to the crowd that goes to EDC. Basically, hipsters.
Fucking
Now I
yeah,
like that
geez.
music, but I don't like the attire and the dress. I mean, you got to have like one sock up, look like a neon Indian. It's offensive to me. It's offensive to me.
Makes sense.
Wow.
It's offensive to me.
Jesus.
I don't like how they add parkour to every third-person action game out there now.
Yeah.
I think it's tired. I think try something else.
You think it's
Try
trite?
something else.
It's trite.
Assassin's Dog 2.
Yeah, basically.
What's a mashup of all their games?
Yeah.
And so let's go right into Ghost Wildlands. All right. So last year when they showed us what was it, like a 45, 50-second trailer of like a highlight reel, and then they had like 2 seconds of gameplay in there. I was among the people who said that this thing was going to be downgraded to fuck. And lo and behold, when they showed actual gameplay of people quote unquote playing it on stage, which they were not, it looks bad. It looks like a last gen game. The animation is terrible. I mean, this is the same studio house that had access to assets from The Division. Yes, it's a different developer, but they had access to The Division assets. Why didn't they just say, hey, we're both Tom Clancy games. Can we use some of these animations?
Yeah.
Because you want to fault The Division for its playability, its legs as a multiplayer game. That's cool. You want to fault it for its animation, gun control, weapon mechanics. It had some good stuff in there. Why not carry that over to Ghost? I think that would be cool, but I guess those guys did not think it was cool. It just looked and played like a 360 game to me. I was disappointed, and that was probably the most I was looking forward to a Ubi game, other than a new Rayman, which didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any Ubi Arts games even being made right now? I think Child of Light, Rayman, those are amazing games.
Yeah.
I think is that it for Ubisoft? Am I missing something?
Steep.
Oh, yeah,
was
the
that-
skiing game. That skiing game.
That looked interesting.
Can you imagine playing that in VR? Ooh.
Oh my god, I would throw up so much.
God, I'd vomit in my mouth.
So yeah, then moving right into Team Green, Microsoft. Now Microsoft went into the E3. I mean, God, they went in with their backs against the wall. Everybody had seen, they've already shown the goods off before they even ran up. I'd shown, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'd shown John and Enrique stuff a week prior.
Yeah.
And a couple days after that, everybody saw stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I sort of felt like shit. Like, well, I guess my stuff isn't that great. Everyone knows it now. But honestly, I don't know what Microsoft is doing with
Microsoft
too much stuff and making people want to. As a PC gamer, I was happy that they're bringing everything to Windows 10. But if I wasn't a PC gamer, man, I'd be pissed as fuck right now because you might as well just buy a PC. They can run all these games much better than an Xbox One can.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you on that when you're done.
Oh boy.
No, I can dish it out all day, man. I know I'm not wrong. So I'm watching the show. I'm watching the show right now, and it's all these games are being announced, and it's like Windows 10 and Microsoft Windows Xbox exclusive. And I'm just like, really? They're gonna say that? And they said it for every game coming out, and I'm like, okay. And it really stinks because I went into this E3 wanting to get a Slim, already knowing full well the Slim existed. Like I said, I had known beforehand, and only to be thrown into it's gonna be $299 for the cheaper one, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's just what I want. I want an Xbox. I need an Xbox. And they announce all these games that aren't gonna, that are gonna be on Windows 10, and I already have a nice computer, so it's like, do I want to just save my money? And then they're like, oh, and by the way, that Scorpio thing that you heard about. Yeah, we heard that Sony wasn't gonna bring the Neo to E3, but we're gonna announce it any damn way. They announced a console 18 months prior to its release.
And
they stage. Are they crazy right now? And they want people to spend $300 now?
Al, don't forget this. They announced a console an hour after they announced a console. I mean, Honestly,
It's
and
insane.
people can
Yeah.
say, "Oh, John, you're a Sony fanboy," and that's fine. You can call me whatever you want, but it's
Pony.
I know I'm a pony, but it's a panic move.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, real quick, because this is something that we're going to talk about a little bit later. Or do you guys want to talk about this now?
We can bring it up. This is a big topic. I mean,
Okay, because-
my other things we're going to say, I thought Gears of War 4 looked fantastic. I'm in it to win it on that.
Uh-huh.
I thought Dead Rising 4 looked fantastic. I thought Halo Wars 2 looked fantastic. I thought ReCore had the worst sound effect I've ever heard in a video game this generation for the laser. It was literally pew 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 pew, and I was literally laughing out loud when I heard it.
I think
Like,
Inafune
oh my
took
God.
it from Mighty Number 9.
Oh God, Inafune, that motherfucker.
Which we'll talk about that later on too.
Yeah.
But
I
you
will
guys, let's.
say, people in the audience, I will call him a motherfucker to his face if I ever met him.
Oh
He
my
is a
God.
dirtbag. Yeah. So ReCore, God, that tease that we saw last year with the desert and like you see this sand robot thing
Mhm.
that's like made out of like, I don't know, what's that stuff that like the what are those things called? The desert huts, the desert native peoples. What are those? What is that? The hut stuff called? Like Adobe? It's like an Adobe made.
Yes, Adobe.
And
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Like an Adobe made like robot thing, and I thought that was kind of cool. That's like the tease was last year, and now this year they showed it. They sort of showed like this weird. It almost looked like a hybrid of like what's that old Rare game that they did before Perfect Dark?
Cameo?
No, no, like before that on N64 they did it
Blast Core? Not Blast Core.
after
I think I
Blast
know
Core.
I think I
Where
know
you,
what you're
where
talking
you
about.
kill bugs.
Oh, and you know what? It's in Rare Replay. I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, look it up.
But it almost looked like that kind of quirky gameplay, like it's a shooter, but it's like I don't know. It took me by surprise, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But again, there it is. Someone Ian said it in the chat. Jet Force Gemini. I got Jet Force Gemini vibes from it, as far as it's like a shooter, but it's like I don't know what it's trying to be. And like I said, maybe I read too much into that 30-second trailer we saw. I thought it was going to have like a little bit more soul, a little bit like you walking around with this cool robot dog thing, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sold on ReCore.
Yeah, me neither.
But
Yeah, from what I understand though, like a lot of people are playing on the floor. Like I talked to some people that were at E3 playing it. They said it was one of the most sought out or most enjoyed games on the floor for Microsoft.
hey, man,
I hope
lots
so.
of games are better to play when you instead of showing.
Yeah.
It's hard to show games, certain games, but I think that was probably one for me that I needed to play that, I guess. Forza Horizon 3 expected. Did look great though. Jungle racing, kind of cool. I'm not a racing guy, but the game looked nice. I will say that. And that's all I had to say about Microsoft, unless I'm missing anything. Oh, Scalebound. Scalebound honestly ran much better than it has in the past, but it almost looked more like, and maybe it's always been this. It almost looked like a Monster Hunter to me, and those are not my kind of games. I don't like having what looks like this powerful dragon that follows me, and having him attack something that takes off a fraction, like a tiny fraction of the health of this huge boss, and I'm going to be sitting there like chugging away at this monster for 15 minutes. That does not look fun
With
to
friends.
me. You know what I mean? It doesn't look fun to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I was.
I'm a
I
real
don't
gamer.
know
Right? I need fast thing happening. I need things exploding. I need the life bar to be chopping down in half. If we had talked about games that I'm playing this week, I'm playing Darksiders 2, and I like having powerful-ass weapons and stuff and watching death literally take chunks out of people's health, and watching that go away.
Obviously, are you playing the remaster? You're obviously clearly playing the remastered version. How does it run?
The definitive, yes. It runs really well, but I'm playing it on PC.
Okay.
Okay.
I have an unlocked frame rate. I actually locked it to 80 frames a second. But yeah, it's nice. And I only played, I think, 3/4 of the game on 360, and something came out, and I lost track of it and never caught back up to it. So I saw that it was on sale on PS4. I went on my Steam account, and I had noticed I already had the previous 2 Darksiders games from a bundle I bought a long time ago, and it lets you buy the new game for like $4. So I was like, okay, I'll just buy it on PC and try it out.
I might
Man,
have to check that out.
it's awesome. It's awesome. And again, it's old, but god damn, it's awesome. And you know why I've got it? Because I'm skipping ahead, but because of the Nintendo showing of Zelda. So that was Microsoft. We can talk about Microsoft more if you want, or you want me to just wrap it up with Sony.
Just wrap it up with Sony real quick, and then we'll go back to
I'm gonna
what's
wrap it up
called.
with Sony and Nintendo. And
Yeah.
Nintendo is a gigantic gorilla in the room, overshadowing everything at E3. But I will get to Sony first. Sony had a fantastic show, but there was a lot of disparity on when these releases of these titles are going to come out. I thought I saw Kyle Bosman's newest Kyle at Home. I don't know if Bosman at Home. I don't know if you guys watched that, but he said it best. It's like the classiest show they've ever done. Nobody tried to talk to you in a press conference voice. It was like us, like bullshitting about games.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a game, and only 3 people talked. It was like
That orchestra was money.
It was 3 people talking, and they had the orchestra come out, start off with God of War, which looks ridiculous. It looks completely different from the other games, which I don't like. But then they showed it, and they made it look like it works, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm in. I'm in. I believe it. Take my money. And they showed Corey Balrog or like fighting, like he was getting excited playing his own game. Dude, that's awesome, man. That's the kind of excitement I like to see. I mean, that looked great. God, I'm not gonna lie. I did not like the new IP that they showed. I thought
Days Gone.
Yeah, I didn't think that showing it.
More zombies.
I didn't think that they showing it with the character. Most definitely, I would bet hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. Playing on God mode. That does not look interesting to me.
Okay,
it almost looks like. Okay.
I was gonna say, can I ask you a question about that?
What?
Do you think there's any truth behind what they said about, there was going to be no Red Dead Redemption 2 here, we were planning on showing Days Gone at the end, because it just seemed really disjointed and weird to me.
I'll go to my grave saying I was told otherwise. We would have seen a Red Dead Redemption reveal at the show. I don't know if it was because of that. If you and I heard that rumor of the shooting happened and a saloon shootout, I was told that the show was going to end differently, but if you look at like a couple things that did not make sense, 2K said that they were going to be at the show in a big way. Now, did they mean it because they had a big-ass booth for Mafia 3, or did they mean just because they're showing Mafia 3 and literally an add-on for a wrestling game? It's kind of disjointed there, and also, if you look at the pacing of the show, everything flowed really well, and then they ended on, here's a demo of our new IP. They've never shown an extended demo at the end of a press conference.
Yeah.
It just seemed like everything was so thought through, and it just to show us something we already saw earlier again, it just seemed out of place.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would totally respect the Sony guys by sticking to their guns and not trying to say that they had to change something because of something, but I will go to my grave adamantly saying something else should have been there that involved cowboys.
Okay, that's right.
Then why did
Spider-Man had? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just want to know. They didn't announce it at any point in the show.
No, they didn't announce anything. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
It's weird. It wasn't there at all.
I don't know how this person. I'm gonna call out my source on the show. But this person got so much shit right. It just sucks that the one thing that I wanted them to get right for myself is the thing that didn't happen.
It just didn't happen.
Sucks. But I mean, not everything. I mean, I may have shown Enrique and John some stuff that
it may or may not have happened.
That stuff's farther out though.
Yeah,
it might involve a Cape Crusader.
Nuggets.
And not VR Cape Crusader, thank goodness. But Spider-Man, let's go back to Spider-Man. Holy shit. John, were you ready for Spider-Man? That looked insane. If that was CG, that would still be insane. But
Wolverine's better.
I mean, you guys saw my...
Just the fact that
first of all, Enrique, shut your mouth. Second of all, you guys saw my reaction to Spider-Man.
I can't see your face.
You can't see my face?
No, it's all dark.
What about now?
No.
There you go.
Oh my,
Yeah.
I was expecting the light to come on and you have a Spider-Man mask on.
Go get the GIMP.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, you guys saw my reaction to Spider-Man. I mean,
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, that is my favorite superhero, and I'm a huge Marvel Comics fanboy. So yeah, Spider-Man, I'm in. Day one, that looked fucking incredible. Like that looked
It
absolutely
did.
fucking insane.
Yeah, man. That IP is going to be worth so much
Oh
money.
my god, it's gonna.
It's
I mean, it's Insomniac doing a Spider-Man game.
And it sounds like
And they
just-
kicked the shit out of Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet and Clank, so you know they're going to do a good job on this.
Well,
It-
like you would love the reactions to people. Full disclosure, I do not like third-party exclusivity. I
No,
just don't.
they're terrible. They are terrible, hands down. I don't like them at all.
I really, really don't. And I do wish this was. That's the only thing that tainted it for me, was knowing it was exclusive to Sony. I mean, and this is coming from somebody who primarily plays just about 99% on a PlayStation or a Sony system.
Pony.
I don't know. I'm a total pony, but I do wish that more people would get the chance to play this game. Having said that, those very same people who said, Sunset Overdrive was the greatest thing since sliced bread, as soon as they found out that this was a console exclusive, or exclusive to PS4, were like, I think Insomniac's not really that good. Spider-Man is a terrible IP. They're gonna fuck it up. Nobody can make this any good. And it's just, console wars.
I don't have that shit on my Twitter feed anymore.
But it's interesting.
But you know what? To be fair,
Hey,
the same
hold
people
on.
the other
Time out.
side were talking about how bad Insomniac was when Sunset Overdrive was an Xbox exclusive. So
Yeah.
it works both ways.
It does.
It's a
Yeah.
shame. I was there day one.
Yep. Ooh, hold on, guys. I'm getting a call from Southbound.
You're getting a call from
You're
Southbound?
getting a call.
Yeah, hold on for a
phone
sec.
call? Like a telephone call?
Yeah, hold on.
Tell him to come on the show. I've never been on a show with him.
He's on the hotline.
It's like the bat phone.
It is the bat phone.
Only.
What else was shown at Sony? Was that basically it?
Oh, dude, God of War. Come on now.
Oh, I said God of War earlier.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
what
started
about
with God of War.
what about fuck? So we had God of War. Oh, dude, Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, right.
Resident Evil
That
7,
looks
man.
crazy, man.
Dude,
That looked crazy.
So who here has played the demo?
I have. That
I
game is amazing.
I
I
have
can't
read that the
believe it.
demo. The Capcom said the demo is not going to be what the full game is.
So
Oh
here's
my
so,
God.
Wait, hey guys, real quick.
I don't know.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, real quick. So I just wanted to chime in about Spider-Man real quick. So apparently it sounds like this isn't going to be the one and only Spider-Man. They're gonna develop a couple other Spider-Man games. Like this is going to be a
And
series
so-
moving forward. I mean,
And Sony owns them all.
yep.
Yep. Which is just fucking mind blowing. Although it was Spider-Man that doesn't surprise me because Sony owns the movie rights. So I guess in a way Sony, but still, I mean it was you got to admit it was a master stroke for them to get something like Spider-Man exclusivity.
Yep.
I mean it was it was
And
It's
it
a
seems like Insomniac is back for them.
yeah.
I mean,
It
there's
really does.
Ratchet and Clank, now Spider-Man.
But
John, did you say Master Stroke?
it was a master stroke.
I like it.
Master Stroke.
Stroke. It was if I
If-
was a cartoon character like on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I'd be Master Stroke.
John is going to change his PSN name when they allow that to Master
name.
Stroke.
I'm gonna exactly I'm gonna change it to Master Debater.
Oh my God.
Debater. No. In all seriousness, getting back to Resident Evil, I think it's so yes, Dan. So Mike had mentioned that Capcom said the actual content of the demo wouldn't be the game. The gameplay style it's a first-person game, and the combat apparently is going to be focused much more on single encounters as opposed to hordes of enemies, which is good. Kind of getting back to that classic Resident Evil.
Scarier.
It's
Scarier
a
that way.
lot scarier. The whole game is first person, but the content of the demo itself is not in the base game, which I'm fine with.
That's cool, man.
I
That's
can
the
share-
best kind of demo.
But the demo itself is fucking creepy. That is a creepy fucking demo. Play it, and if you haven't played it, go download it, play it in the dark, and get a good set of headphones.
Yeah,
So, did you
great
guys-
headphones, man.
Did you guys hear about the barfing issues? Or I should say, no one was really barfing, but people were complaining about
On the VR?
Yeah, on VR, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's a known thing. A lot of people I've heard since the Rift, the betas of the Oculus Rift, when you have a first-person shooter game that has analog stick movement, and you couple that with a headset movement tracking, it throws your
rocks
equilibrium
fucking
off
roll in a
balance.
good way.
Yeah.
It's like
Guys, even-
it's like
Yeah.
sitting in the back seat of a car and reading your phone while the car's moving.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, I expect, given the reactions, I expect that's something that they will fix.
And Capcom's already commented on too. They said that that the game's still in development and that they're fine tuning things. So
Oh, but I hope that game hits its fucking release date because I'm a massive Resident Evil fan. Like, Resident Evil 4 is one of the greatest games ever made, and I would just love a proper return to form for this franchise because it's gone so off the rails.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I would love a good, scary Resident Evil, and I just honestly, dude, just the fact that there's no co-op makes me smile, and that's that's I've been saying this for years. Co-op fucking ruined that series. So yeah, it's a good thing. Good stuff. I thought Sony's conference was incredibly strong. Great conference. Like you said, Al, the only thing I would say is that I will say this that and apologies, Al, if you were going to touch on this, but that Kojima game got announced way too early because you're not.
Oh my god! It got announced. It got announced before they even have a.
John, what are you talking about? It's coming out next year.
What was that game made? What was that? What was what we saw made?
We're still
what
trying to figure out the engine we're going to build the game on, and I'm like, okay. And anybody who said, hey, "Dude, you're not playing this before 2019 at the earliest,"
I'm trying to figure out what the baby and everything was like.
No
what
way.
that all was about.
That was a PS5 game you just saw announced, which is ridiculous. But that's
see
what
that.
it is. I think I already mentioned it a little bit, but I do want to emphasize a lot of the games you saw are not going to be out next year. They're probably going to be more the end of 2017.
I had heard so we know Resident Evil is beginning of next year. We know Horizon is beginning of next year. I had heard that Insomniac is confident that they'll be able to get Spider-Man out next year.
That's good.
And it looks like God of War is further along in development than anybody thought because we saw a big vertical gameplay slice. More than I thought we would.
Yeah.
You know that
I
the
think
Nerd
March
Leaks,
2017.
the Nerd Leaks and the Shinobi stuff from Twitter about, or not Twitter, but I guess he made the thread on Gaff about it, had it pegged as a Neo launch or a Neo game, but I think that might just be a PS4 game for now.
Well, all the games we saw at Sony's conference were running on a base PS4, which would
Yeah, it was confirmed.
Right.
If you think of God of War's visuals are just fucking nuts. Because I'm playing Uncharted 4 as we speak right now, and God of War looked more impressive visually.
It's insane. It's
You
insane,
crazy,
right?
man. You
Nuts.
crazy.
I was just saying, let's
You crazy.
Let's pump
No.
the brakes there.
You crazy.
And so, it would not surprise me if that. Now, having said that, if we're going to say that this is a game that's going to be one of the first games available on the Neo, the Neo, it's going to launch this fall. I think the writing's on the wall. And there's no way God of War comes out this fall. I think God of War. I think God of War is going to be their big tentpole 2017 holiday release. That's what I think.
Yeah.
March.
No, I don't think it's March, man. I think that's
That
too
new
soon.
IP that they showed, they're
because
saying that's
Horizon's
like
going to be their spring game.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
new IP, I keep forgetting it. Days Gone. What is
Days
it
Gone.
called?
Days Gone.
God.
I'm hearing that's 2018.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
here.
it's-
I'm here.
yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, that's heard it's 2018.
Far out. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm like, okay, yeah, zombies. There's a lot of them. Okay, Days Gone didn't really do it.
But you're a biker.
You know what? I liked it. I liked the open world that they showed. I kind of liked that. I was vibing that.
It looked like
Yeah.
it looked like a State of Decay and Dead Rising 4, like Dead Rising combo. But
You know what it reminded me of? It
I'd
reminded me
rather play
of.
State of Decay or Dead Rising.
It reminded me of World War Z.
You know what?
Okay.
It really gives me hope for a proper Ride to Hell Retribution sequel because I think that's what the public asking.
That's what the public demands.
That's what the people need.
That's right.
Is a good Ride to Hell sequel. I think that would be great.
Nels Coney wants your impressions on Horizon, man.
Oh my God! Well, I like Horizon. That was my game of the show last year. So okay, I was worried that Guerrilla Games was going to show us pretty much more of the same, but they weren't going to show like characters. They weren't going to show like the RPG like elements in the game, and they did. They made the game look like a total nerd out, man. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love seeing like stats and stuff. I love seeing like stuff you can collect and shit like that. I'm kind of OCD like that when it comes to games. The game looked insane. It was one of the best sounding games, I think, other than Titanfall. It had the best audio that was shown for a game that was there. The soundtrack, oh my god. It was like, oh god, I'm gonna freak everybody out here by all my weird music that I listen to. But it sounded almost like it sounded like an Aw-Tucker or Amon Tobin, but mixed with like tribal stuff at the same time. It was, oh god.
That literally means nothing to me. I have no
I know,
idea
right?
what you're talking about.
It's so good. It's just a good soundtrack. Amon Tobin did the soundtrack to the Infamous games. He did the soundtrack to Chaos Theory by Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Okay, cool. All right.
He does like weird jazzy, spy-esque espionage, but a lot of sound effects. Like this is way before dubstep was a thing. It's more like just they call it producers now, but whatever. Anyways, it's electronic music, but he uses his own instruments, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think it was awesome. Nels Coney. I like that. Can I wrap it up with my thoughts on Nintendo? Before they went on and after they went on? Enrique, is that okay? Is he gone? Did he go get a beer? Yes, he did.
Yeah,
go
he went to get a beer.
I'm reading
You
the
ain't gonna
thing.
do it, man.
Well, I'll start. So before the show, I will say 99% of everyone here, and better probably in the chat, scoffed at the idea that Nintendo was only going to show up and show Zelda. Basically, they showed two or three games. So I was laughing along the fact that they're only going to show Zelda. So of course they show Zelda, and it looks insane. They did a phenomenal job on that game.
Best Zelda I've ever seen.
Easily. It takes aspects of the original Zelda. It takes aspects of open world games like Oblivion, Skyrim.
Yep.
Even there were aspects of Witcher 3 in there. There was gear systems. There was loot that was like from Darksiders 2, which made me want to play Darksiders 2, which I played all week this week. There was just so much stuff and so many things like nuanced systems that I've always wanted in games. And the first time I'm able to do them is in a Zelda game, which is fantastic, you know? Like running around lighting a field on fire and like, I don't know, it's just like, I mean, it sounds like crazy, like a pyromaniac's dream, but like the way that they did it and the way it was presented was just so cool. I mean, I just don't understand. I just don't understand how they thought of this, and then we all laughed at it, and it was probably the best decision Nintendo's ever done. I mean, people were literally running to the booth on day 2 of the show as soon as it opened, and there was nonstop lines for the game. And they had, I think, 60 or 50 units, and they were all busy all day long.
Wow.
That says a lot. I mean,
Well, it says how starved they are for Zelda.
it's basically for any IP, and that's what I want to segue right into it, Mike. You got me on that right foot. Let's not forget, this is still the company that has forgotten about its major IPs, and it still puts its pride first before anything else. It's like these businessmen say, we won't have a good game. We want Miyamoto to make a game that shows the world why they need to use the Wii Pad. That's why Star Fox failed. I won't blame Miyamoto for that. I blame whoever was telling him to make that game.
That's
That's
because
why
I
it
mean,
failed.
they're stuck in the past. They are so fixated on innovating with weird shit that they've kind of lost the narrative. And people don't love Nintendo because Nintendo gives you waggle controllers and crazy touchscreens on controllers. People love Nintendo because they have beloved IPs that have stood the test of time, like Metroid, Kid Icarus, Mega Man, Donkey Kong, Mario, Zelda.
Kid Icarus was such a great game, by the way.
All those IPs would be so fantastic now with
What was
good developers behind them.
What was the last proper Metroid game?
Christ.
I mean, there you go. You can't even fucking remember. I couldn't tell
Game
you.
Boy Advance game, right? Fusion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last? And the Wii U came out 2012, and we were just now getting a Zelda game at the end of its life cycle.
Yeah, man.
I mean, F-Zero. Where's F-Zero?
It's awful. And I think I tweeted this out to you guys that, Nintendo really needed this game 2 years ago, which is a damn shame because it's probably been in development for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, real quick, I want to welcome Southbound to the podcast.
Oh.
South, what's up, man?
What's up, brother? How's everybody doing this evening, tonight?
Today.
This is my first podcast with old Southbound.
It is.
Same, my first.
Yeah, South, meet Mr. Negative John and meet Al Alcoholic Cost, the drunk cat.
Nice. How you guys doing? Nice to meet you.
What's
Nice
up, buddy?
to meet you, man.
And and of course, South, Mike.
The man, the myth, legend, of course.
I'm bringing it in.
We've crossed paths twice.
I'm on the podcast now with the VIP. So,
The no IP. What are you talking about?
The no IP.
Come on.
South, I heard your E3 stories, man. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, I heard he was behind the stage. The honeys were all up on him.
No, don't let my wife hear that shit. She can kill me. No, you know what? Listen, Xbox treated me good. You know what I mean? I got to give them the respect that they deserve. They really took care of the old South, and nothing but props to them. From Phil all the way down. You know what I mean? They really show that we matter. Their fans, their customers matter. They listen to us. They take care of us, and they love us.
Hashtag Xbox fans matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All Xbox fans matter.
Yeah. So, what are you talking about right now? I jumped in and talking about Nintendo, right?
Yeah. We're talking about Legend of Zelda.
Oh man, that line for Legend of Zelda was fucking ridiculous at E3.
Weren't there people running to go play it? Like literally running. Like
Yeah, they literally
And,
opened the gate, ran to the booth.
Wednesday morning, they shut the line down at because obviously it goes from 10 to 5. Well, 45 they cut it off. That was it. So
Damn.
the people that were in line at 10:45, that was it.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Record line, the Sea of Thieves line, were just.
I heard a Sea
Yo,
of Thieves
Sea
line
of
was
Thieves
insane.
looks hot, man. I forgot to mention that. Have you seen the
Sea of Thieves was fun. I mean, hashtag capitals, exclamation point, fun. We got to play it Monday night. Rand and I, we played with Craig, the head of Rare. And
that's cool.
The greatest thing about the demo was they dropped you and you're like, well, what do I do? You had no idea. There's no tutorial. There's no hand holding. Nothing. They drop you in. They're like, oh, well, there's a ship right there. We might want to go jump in it. So we had to swim to the ship, and then from there, just basically figure out what to do. You got to raise the anchor, let down the sails. You know what I mean? When you're getting attacked, you got to patch the holes. It was complete teamwork.
You say you got to patch the hose or the holes?
Yeah. Well,
I always
like
like to patch the hose.
Yeah, you gotta do what you got. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking on the pirate ship there might be some hose.
Well, hey, but you can get drunk too. That's the funny thing. Like you take a drink of your meat, and next thing you know, about 20 seconds later, you're like falling over the side and everything. And you're just completely loaded. So,
I tell you what, I'm going to be getting drunk in real life playing Sea of Thieves.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
I
don't
could.
know if you can see it on the wall. It's too far away. I might have to pull it down and show you guys. I got a couple Sea of Thieves posters up.
I could.
Yeah.
I could literally care less about Sea of Thieves, but it's nothing against the game. I'm just not an MMO guy. Like I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan.
It's not an MMO.
I thought it was though.
saying-
No. They're calling it something else.
They're calling it a shared world experience.
Like I don't.
I think it's like 5-player co-op basically, but it's not an MMO.
Yeah, I don't think
weird,
there's
man.
like specific goals or anything, right? You just do whatever you want, right?
Pretty much. Because we just barely got to mess around with this. You know what I mean? So like we didn't have any of the single player aspect to it. Basically, we swim to the ship from our dock, and out how to get the fucking ship, going, move, and then next thing you know, you're getting attacked by other ships. You know what I mean? So
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Ryan McCaffrey from IGN actually, his crew sunk us.
they sunk you guys. That's hilarious.
They sunk your battleship.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so I jumped up after we sunk, and I was like, "Damn you, Ryan! No!"
Wait, South, was that picture of you under the that statue, the CFD statue?
God. That was great.
No, that was actually the end of Thursday. So we were getting ready to wrap up E3, and we're a bunch of us are meeting outside the Sea of Thieves stand, and I noticed the guy, the statue there, and he's kind of like kneeling, hung down, and I go, oh my God, that'd be a perfect picture to get teabagged, right? But it was like in a stand on some metal platform and everything else. I was like, damn, I don't want to just do it I don't want to get thrown in this place. So I run up to Craig, right, to Craig Duncan, and I go, Craig, I need a favor. And he looked at me like, fuck, what do you want now, South? God damn it. I go, I don't want nothing from you. What I want to do is, so I explained it to him. I was like, I want to lay down on this, this standee, and I wanted to take a picture again, like I'm getting teabagged. He looked at me, kind of just, he rolled his eyes, shook his head, and he was like, mate, whatever I don't see, have at it. I go, all right, turn around. And I told all his team, the days, like, turn around, don't look at this.
Click on my picture, Enrique.
Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah.
That's awesome.
There it is.
Look at that face, though. Like, don't do it, no.
Are those barrels of rum?
Yes.
There should be rum in there.
I hope so.
Yes, that would be rum balls.
I can't wait for this game.
Well,
So it sounds like a party game then, South. Is that what it is? Like a...
You know what?
They put a bunch of pictures up today on some publication.
You could take it as serious and as light as you want. You know what I mean? So it all depends on you, the player.
Interesting.
But communication is the key with the game, and I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised by it because I was looking forward to it, but until actually getting into it, like I got swept into it. You know what I mean? Like it really did take over. And to me, that was, we already knew Gears was gonna be great. But Sea of Thieves really stole my heart. I didn't realize how good it was going to be just from that little 20-minute demo.
That's promising right there. That's good.
It has all those awards on the wall for a reason because it was really, really good. It sucks that Sony went to a whole different way of getting on their games. You had to download an app and wait in a queue on your app. It was honest to me, it was a clusterfuck. I really like how that worked. Maybe for them it was easier, to sign it up normal. But to me it just seemed like it was just preference treatment. You know what I mean? If you had a special app, then you can get in line. You know what I mean? I don't know. To me the Xbox booth seemed a little more fair than the Sony booth. But then I'm an Xbox, so of course I'm gonna downplay Sony.
Wait, so there was an actual app that you had to download in order to get in line to use this?
That is correct.
That's fucking crazy.
That's terrible.
A lot of people they didn't even bother going to the Sony booth because of it. They're like, oh man, because you just go wait in line, or go hit up somebody for the for the line to.
That's so counterproductive to get people excited about waiting in line.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, really, it was pretty bad. Bethesda knows how to put on a party.
I heard you guys were partying after the Bethesda show.
Hey, Bethesda was great, man. The show itself.
Todd Howard coming out with cigars?
No, well he was out. They were interviewing him and everything, so he was there.
Okay.
But
he was there, but they still had a video of him at the show. That's interesting.
Well, no, he was there, but he was started off. You know what I mean? He was for everybody. I actually ran into Phil Spencer and Aaron Green. They were all there. But it's cool because they had, because of Skyrim, they announced the remaster of Skyrim. They were serving turkey legs.
Oh, nice.
So people walking around with a turkey leg in one hand and a beer in the other, and it's like Savage Hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was really cool. And then they had Blink-182 play. It was really fun.
Hold on, Blink-182 was there?
Yeah.
Most of the Blink-182. Not the one guy.
No.
I didn't know that. How did I miss this?
Oh, you missed that? Are you
Hey,
serious?
Doc streamed the whole thing. He was #1 on Periscope.
Who was?
Doc. Okay.
Doc streamed the whole thing?
Yeah, he did it on Periscope. He streamed the whole concert.
Damn.
So yeah, I don't know how he kept his on the whole time because it was 20 minutes. I mean, hey, we were having such a blast. It was so fun. They in the party at a candy bar where like they had all kinds of different candies. You just go up there and just whatever you want. They had like red vines and M&Ms. I mean, you name it, they had it. It was just like a big, huge
man.
table. It's so cool.
Go to the candy
aside
bar and
from that
everybody
bar.
goes home with the best game, diabetes.
Right. I can't see, but my feet are numb. But goddamn, I had a good time.
They're not.
Diabetes, the remaster.
You guys should actually look up a game for the Super Nintendo called Captain Novolin. It's a game about diabetes.
Is it really?
I'm not shooting you. Yeah.
Does it use the Wii U gamepad?
I don't. That's a Super Nintendo game. What is
Oh, you said Super Nintendo. I'm sorry.
Super
what's me?
Nintendo.
I heard Nintendo. Look, I heard fucking Nintendo. I heard Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, South. Let me. So, were you there when Rand broke the million gamer score?
No. He they card because they wanted him at 12, and the doors open at 12. So
Dude, he got a picture with
because-
Jessica Shobot. Oh,
Jessica Choba? Yeah.
she's so beautiful. Hey, the last time I seen her, we were at an event for Xbox, and I was going up to get a drink from the bar, and she was ordering. I walked up, just kind of looked at her, and I legit choked up. Like you see these nerd movies and shit, and they see the prettiest girl in school, and they're like, and they just stumble over the tongue and everything.
Yeah.
Legit, she's that fucking beautiful. That like I didn't even know how to say hello. Like I was like awestruck.
I would have started talking to her like in Geralt's voice from The
Well,
Witcher
you know
3.
what? I didn't really talk to her until the next event. I told her legit, like, the first time I seen you, I was so awestruck, and you're so beautiful. Well, she's like, oh, you're funny, you know what I mean? I'm funny, I'm embarrassing, but it's true.
I can just I can see now. I've got this mental picture of Enrique standing in front of Jessica Chobot with like a dialogue tree in his head.
Hey,
His tongue unrolls from his mouth.
I'd be like Geralt. Hey,
She is so beautiful, though, man. God,
she is.
I mean, hey, Rand, like, he's like, I don't care about you, Phil. I just want to take a picture with,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Welcome back, Mike.
Son of a.
Mike, what happened?
I'll tell you what, man. That picture traumatized my computer.
It's okay. I didn't even know. It was
That's fine.
We were just talking about Jessica Chobot.
Oh, yeah. By the way, this is why I'm not moving off consoles for gaming.
Why is that?
Damn computer freezes in the middle of a game.
No.
should spend money and get a better PC.
Whoa, there you go.
Yeah.
Must be nice
Go
to
for
have
it.
disposable
I wanna
income
hear.
there, Chet.
So guys, real quick. So why don't we get back to what we're talking about with the Scorpio? I know.
Monster.
I know. I know, Mike. You had, or Al, you had some thoughts, and then Mike, you had some thoughts. So
I got some thoughts too.
yeah, I have some thoughts too. We all have thoughts.
Everybody's got thoughts.
Everybody's got thoughts.
But actually, real quick, guys, since South, you were there when they announced Scorpio. What was the vibe like, man, at the conference when they
Electric.
dropped?
Because nobody really seen it coming. Everybody hoped, that it was coming. Because it actually teased Phil the night before. And it was coming, riding a fucking scorpion, you know what I mean? And he was just kind of laughing, oh, come on, So, I mean...
Kind of like that scene in Clash of the Titans.
Exactly.
Yes.
I kept reading the teleprompter, you know what I mean? So, because I didn't really want to be surprised. So I kept looking over at the teleprompter to see what's coming next, and
Oh shit!
That's
so,
what screwed Phil last year with the backward compatibility. Remember?
Right. So they didn't say, normally they'll say, okay, roll footage of Dead Rising 4. You know what I mean? But it didn't say anything. It just said roll footage or whatever, however it said. It was like in red letters, and it just said, begin video. And I was like, oh shit, because normally, they normally end. Okay, and before I leave you, I'm gonna leave you with this, like it'd be like Call of Duty or
One more
Yeah.
thing.
or Halo.
One more thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So when he just, he finished his speech or whatever, and it came out, and then all those people started talking about Scorpio. I mean, I was halfway across the floor from Tim Dog, heard him, yeah, I mean, he was going ballistic. You know what I mean? Because he had a Scorpio shirt on that he had made. So I mean,
shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
he had a Scorpio shirt on. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, if you guys do Snapchat, actually got on to the official Xbox Snapchat right after the press briefing. And so he got to say, Scorpio, man, you guys won. And he showed off his shirt. You know, so that was pretty cool. Aside from that, it was really great. I don't know how it came over on TV or your console, Twitch or whatever. But the Dead Rising, that trailer review, in the audience, the confetti started falling on the ground. It looked like snowing in the building.
Yeah, it looked like snow.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and I don't know how good it came over, on TV, but that was really, really cool. Like, for the fan, they'll give you like a light up little like wristband or something. So, like you'll light up in the crowd or whatever. But it's actually like it kind of brought you into it, you know what I mean? Because all this like fake snow. We're in LA. There don't snow here, you know what I mean? So I mean, it was pretty cool to have that come down on us. And, late at night when we went there for the showcase, the little snow was still falling down. You know what I mean? So it was pretty cool.
Mike was dropping snow on himself when they announced Scorpio.
Yeah,
it was like
I said,
it was like a scene for Flashdance for Mike.
Amazing,
Dead Rising 4. That was my announcement of it.
Yeah.
But I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was going to come like so soon. I figured it was next year, but yeah.
Yeah. So Al, what were you going to say about Scorpio, man? Because everyone has kind of their own thoughts, opinions on, Microsoft making this announcement. Obviously, it's a big announcement, big megaton at E3. Some folks are kind of confused. Some gamers are confused about why they announced the Xbox Slim and then the Scorpio an hour later. Others are kind of like whatever.
It was like 40 minutes later.
Yeah.
It was 90 minutes later.
It was too soon.
It was a little ridiculous to have to announce.
How soon? It made Sony like fall back.
I don't think so.
I don't think it made Sony fall back at all.
No?
I think it made it made Xbox look like they were scrambling. Honestly.
No, not even.
Yeah.
Look. They have a Sony. They have a console coming out in November, and they didn't say one word about it.
But I mean, it was never.
They still want people to buy PS4s. When you announce a console that's 18 months out, you don't get people to buy your console now. Microsoft may have just sealed their fate. You didn't think about that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Because they dropped the Xbox price so low that, you know what, everybody can afford it now. What is it, like $250?
And Scorpio is not going to be
$279 right now south.
Yeah, $279.
Yeah.
Okay. And you get like a game and an extra controller or something?
Yeah.
Scorpio is not going to be a $400 console. I don't. You guys.
No. It's gonna be like $600. I'm kidding.
It won't be a $600 console.
It's going to be a $599 console, and here's two things I'll get in real quick. One, I mean, I know a few people who are in the know at Sony, and it was never their plan to talk about the Neo at E3. That's a Paris Games Week deal. It always has been.
Well, why would they? Why? I mean, they
don't need
got
to.
A console
they don't need to. They don't need to, dude. Fucking PS4 is selling like freaking wildfire. Why?
They're not going to stop. Yeah, they're not going to stop sales.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not going to have it. Yeah.
It's. I mean, honest to God, they don't need to talk about it right now. They really don't. But the deal with the Scorpio is that I think Microsoft is. I think they're missing the point in regards to why they're being outsold by the PS4. A lot of people on both sides of the aisle, both Xbox and PS4, like to say this. It's all about power this generation. Like, the PS4 is not power. But no. I know you don't. But a lot of people say, it's the power thing. But it's not. It's what sells consoles. It's not even exclusives that sell consoles. Because if it was, let's face it, Xbox would be way ahead. It's
3 years. Yeah, go ahead.
What I was just going to say, what sells consoles this generation is a combination of two things: messaging and price, affordability. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. That's what sells consoles. And I power out the window. Let's just forget about power for a minute. I can't believe that anybody at Microsoft thinks it's okay in this day and age to release a $600 console. I don't. I don't see that selling well. I just don't. No,
I hope that it's 500 because that's about the sweet spot.
yeah.
But
let me ask you this,
that
John, real quick.
that chip is gonna be so expensive.
If that's the case, though, John, I mean, the Xbox One has been cheaper than the PlayStation 4 at many junctures since launch.
Well, but he did
and-
say
and-
messaging. Now messaging was a big thing out the door. That was a big problem that Xbox had because I mean, it went from Matrix fucking shit show to basically trying to pick up the pieces and fix everything. And Moore can't do it one himself.
Well, and they look. To be honest with you, if we're calling it right, their messaging this year was also a hair bit off. You had Shannon Loftus, saying on YouTube that
Well, they quickly
there could
retracted
be.
that.
Yeah.
I know she did. But my point is that right after the conference, she's saying, well, there could be exclusive Scorpio games, and then
you had Phil Spencer, and then you had Phil Spencer say,
if you don't have a 4K TV, don't buy a Scorpio. Right. And then he had the bet. And my only point is that I understood what they're doing. I know what they're doing. My thing, and this is Neo and Scorpio, has always been that they're still too early. I mean, the Neo, if it launches this year, is literally 3 years into the generation. That's absurd to me. It always will be. But
it's going to sell.
It's going to be. It sucks, but that's just how it is.
That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
We're in a different time. I mean, we're just in a different era of gaming. I get that.
10-year consoles are definitely a thing of the past. You'll never see that.
Oh, that was a fluke. That was a fluke. That happened once, and it'll never happen again.
But
that was a fluke.
But 5 years has always kind of been the median.
Right, the norm.
And so now we're talking about 3 years and 4 years.
But here's the thing. I still don't think. I think you're going to get it. I mean, obviously, you're going to get a PS5 in 2020, for example, right? I don't think they're going to release consoles every 2 or 3 years. I think
I don't think they're going to number them anymore.
I think the Neo kind of bought them a year or two to release the PS5.
Probably.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think because of the architecture they're on now, they're no longer going to. I think this is the last time you're going to see numbered consoles. They'll have pet names for them, but I don't think you're going to see.
I think when Scorpio comes out, it's going to be just Xbox. That's my personal guess.
I agree. I think and I agree with South, but I think Phil Spencer wants to get away from the Xbox One brand so bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, they're still making money on Xbox. You know what I mean? It's still selling. It's not selling as good as PS4, obviously, but it's still selling ahead of the pace of the 360. So they're happy regardless. They're making money. They're not winning, which is sad for them, and they're winning, but at the same time they're making money. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like a double-edged sword.
They're making money on software. They're not making money on hardware. Microsoft hasn't made a profit on hardware in 7 or 8 years. But that's just console business for you. It took Sony 6 years to make a profit on the PS3. Now this is one of those rare generations where Sony's been making a profit on the PS4 from the get-go. But that's not the norm. These companies really make their bread and butter on software, not hardware.
PS3? They had a loss of $100 every console shipped.
Oh yeah, no, it was ridiculous. They lost fucking a couple $1 billion on the PS3.
They ate up all their profits of the PS2.
That's a fact. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just funny to me. It seems like when it comes to Sony and Xbox, it's a flip flop now. So now the power is going to be in the Xbox court. Now Sony's saying, "Well, it's all about games, games, games." You know what I mean? So it's like, well, what exactly stance do you have? Are you just rolling with the tides? You know what I mean? Or
that's all it is.
That's all it is. I mean, you kind of have to now that they do. Now we hear Microsoft talking about. Instead of talking about games, you're talking about resolution and power now with the Scorpio.
Right. And
the highest resolution pixels ever.
So many guys.
We all knew. The silliest phrase I've ever heard in my entire life was mentioned on Microsoft stage by people on a video. The highest resolution pixels you've ever seen.
Didn't they take that out?
I hope they took it out because that's bullshit.
That whole thing, Digital Foundry brought that up. They're the ones who said that.
Yeah, man. No, Digital Foundry called them out by saying.
Yeah. They called them out, but it was some Microsoft executive who said it.
Stupidest bullshit ever. I don't like the fact that they're announcing 6 teraflops of power and not explaining where this is coming from and what is in the
Well,
box.
they're not going to let all the whole cat out of the bag.
Well,
You know what I mean?
obviously
They-
not.
they-
But I
they
mean,
want-
the Polaris is at our doorstep, and it's going to be an AMD GPU. We just need to know what it is. Is it a Jaguar Core? Is it only going to have 32 gigabytes of booty ass DDR4? Or are they going to go?
They're definitely not trying to
they're going
tip
to
their
go HM2. But
So far out, they don't want to.
I
They don't want
think
to shoot themselves in the foot like the Xbox One, announcement.
I don't know,
I
man.
just think I think it's too soon. I honestly think it's too soon. And I want both, South. I do want both. Don't get me wrong. I want the Neo and I want the Scorpio in
I
my
want
home.
both to succeed.
Santa Maria.
I want
all that
yeah,
it's
I want
too far out. A year and a half to announce a console is just asinine.
well, and
Not
But
really.
they didn't
Not
announce.
really.
I mean, they announced they announced a prototype. They didn't announce this is the console. This is how much it's going to be. This is what games are coming with it.
with
I
those
mean,
specs, dude, it has to be. It's going to come in at $599 unless something fucking drastic.
Yeah. No.
But I mean,
you're looking at 600. You're looking at 600.
I agree with that. What I'm saying is
but
that they're not going to. All they were showing right now was the idea. They didn't show a console. They showed an idea.
And they gave us a time frame.
I get
Hold
it.
on, guys.
Gave
Let me
us a
say
time
something.
frame.
Hey guys, hold on.
But Sal, go ahead.
They announced something that's going to give. They're going to be able to run both the Vive and Oculus on on Scorpio. You know what I mean? So they're giving their partners and people a chance to fucking get ready for it.
So that's
You know what I mean?
South. So that's from my understanding. What I understand from why they announced it so early was to, like you just said, give a lot of their partners, a lot of developers in the industry, kind of the heads up,
Right.
and kind of give them enough time to start developing for this thing.
Exactly. Because you're saying, okay, we a year and a half. Well, you're going to need that year and a half to get all your games that you're going to plan to have run on that system to fine tune it and make sure it's running tip top. So there's not a clusterfuck.
Yeah, because right now they're having some trouble with UWP. They need that time to get that in order.
But again, I think this is Microsoft fucking missing the. I mean, I think they're missing the message here. I mean, to me, what was the overarching, theme in that video they showed at the end of the E3? It was power.
Power.
Well, because they haven't had
This is the most powerful fucking console you have ever seen in your goddamn life.
They haven't had the last 3 years, and they've been getting trounced because of it.
No,
all the
they
third,
no.
All
they
the
have
third
not-
parties they want. Oh, I want to be shown on PS4.
But no-
Xbox has been overshadowed by that. So
But that's not why it's not selling, though. That's not why the Xbox One
it is
isn't
now.
selling.
It is now, not out the gate, but it is now.
It's the Xbox One isn't selling because I mean I think people need to get over 2013 myself. I think it's silly. to
But
keep
they don't.
talking about
That's the problem.
But they don't. But they don't.
People
Because
still think that you can't
because
restore
gamers-
your games. People
gamers
still-
have long
you have to
memories. We
check
have long
in.
memories. Long
Yeah,
memories.
people still think you have to check in once every 24 hours. Like that messaging from the gate was so bad that it's tainted them ever since.
Yeah, well, I mean, the brand Xbox One and not Xbox, the Xbox One. That name is poison now. It's toxic.
No, it is.
and-
And listen. But I'll tell you one thing: that if they would have came out and said, "Listen, our console was $100 cheaper. If it wasn't $500, I think it would have been a different story. I
If
think
it was
there'd be
the
more.
same
I
price
think
as
there'd be more.
PS4
Yeah.
at launch, it would have
Right,
been okay.
and that's my problem with it sacrifice 2 T-flops and come in at $399 because when the Neo comes in at $399 with a fucking year-long head start.
But you forget though, people that are buying the Neo are going to buy the VR as well. So you're looking at $1,000 right
Not
there.
necessarily. I'm not going to buy the VR. I mean, I'm in.
Well,
day one
most
for Neo.
hardcore, that's what they want. They want the Neo to go with the VR.
But you guys, I mean, John, you got to remember something too. Like a lot of the Neo and the Scorpio, they're really geared towards like the tech enthusiasts, the really hardcore people who probably bought a PlayStation 4 at launch, an Xbox One at launch. They're the ones that are going to go out and buy the Scorpio, buy the PlayStation Neo. They're the ones that are going to fork out $400, $500, or $600, whatever the case may be, for the Scorpio. So, I think that. For a lot of people say, oh, well, why do they announce the Scorpio after announcing the S? The S to me is just kind of like the base model, like what we see with like iPhones now.
It's a slim.
Remember, elite consoles and the regular consoles. You know what I mean? So that's basically what's going to be.
Everybody had
Scorpio-
been. Go ahead, Seth. Sorry.
No, I'm saying the Scorpio is going to be the elite model. You know what I mean? And it's not going to be for everybody. And they're going to say that it's not for everybody.
It's not for me. I'm not getting one.
You know, you got to have a 4K TV.
You still rocking DLP, Mike?
Yes, sir. I just put a nice nice lamp in that, and it looks fucking phenomenal. I'm not moving off of it.
Mike's actually using AOL online.
That's why he dropped out.
I need all those
Prodigy.
discs.
Listen,
Make
Mitch,
some
Prodigy.
pseudo armor out of the AOL discs.
Prodigy.
He's
Mitch.
still on Netscape.
Yeah.
I am a Prodigy.
But
Who just did a line?
I was making fun of AOL online.
Oh my God! Al just said I'm jealous.
One right now.
The idea of the Slim. The idea of the Slim is to give people who, for whatever reason, can't stand the size of the console and the fact that it has an external power brick, an option to buy the console. That is what that is. And if you have a 4K TV, if you happen to have a 4K TV, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of.
I know. And so you know what I mean. And to me, I'm not going to go out to buy a TV just to unlock the full potential of the Slim. But listen. If I wanted a 4K Blu-ray player and everything, an Xbox Slim is a no-brainer.
Yeah, don't forget that was the Trojan horse to put the PS3 in there.
Exactly.
So was that whole Blu-ray thing. So,
but it's a little bit different now because a lot of people aren't buying, Blu-ray players to play physical, content. A lot of people are streaming now.
Buying Blu-ray discs in America, actually.
What's that?
I said you're the last person in America buying Blu-ray discs.
I am. I still buy them.
Well, to be fair, my wife found Deadpool for like $14, so she had to pick it up.
Nice pickup. That was a great movie. I love it.
I buy my porn in Blu-ray too.
I want to see the nipples on it.
Porn.
The hardware stuff. The hardware stuff is.
Speaking of VR, hey, the VR porn. Oh my God. Hey, I didn't try it myself personally because I didn't know where it was.
I heard that.
Liar.
Wait. So, hold on, wait, guys. Hold on, wait. Guys, hold on real quick.
You know me.
South. Wait. You're telling me you didn't go to Naughty America?
I didn't know where it was at.
Apparently, he didn't watch my pre-show
Hey, I would have
Tony
been Snapchatting it. I would
it out.
have been tweeting it out. Oh man, I would have been all over it. But I've heard that it was pretty damn good. If that's your thing, I heard the VR porn was a crazy experience.
Yeah. Real quick, guys, call me fuck.
I'm just gonna go.
My question
upstairs and have fun about
whoever took the demo. Who went straight to the bathroom to yank one out? That's what I want to know.
Well, I saw there were paper bags there, so maybe
Oh boy.
Oh
no.
Hardware's one thing. We can argue about the hardware all we want. I want to have a conversation with.
Hold on, real quick. I just want to say something about the hardware, real quick, Mike. See, call me fucking crazy, but I'm like for me, like I'm like somebody asked me like, oh, do you think they announced it too early? I'm just like, no, I just don't. I'm just excited that we're getting new hardware options from both Sony and Microsoft.
Listen,
that's how I look at it.
Let me ask you guys.
I'm just excited.
Everyone, let me ask you guys. Did you think that Microsoft on their next console was going to be outbeat when it comes to performance?
No.
I mean, this is a byproduct of competition.
Right. Everybody knew out the gate that Xbox would not be overpowered ever again.
And I agree. I just don't think this is going to reverse their fortunes the way people think it will.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good press. It's positive.
No.
That's what Xbox desperately needs.
It's absolutely good press.
If that doesn't do it, what does? I mean, at some point you have to.
They can't give it away. I mean,
right. But I mean, they're doing.
So, Mike, here's the deal. If the Scorpio, I don't think it's going to fail, but I don't think it's going to sell the way people think it will. And I don't think the Xbox One is going to ever overtake the PS4, especially in the U.S. at this point. But if the Scorpio is a massive failure, what happens?
Hold on. Before you finish, the Xbox in the United States is not far behind.
It's about $1 million apart.
Yeah, that's not very much.
Yeah, it's about $1 million apart.
Need I remind you guys what the gap between the PS3 and the Xbox 360
was? Like what, 8 million?
15 million.
15.
And that's fine, but I mean, we have the rest of the world to think about, and I mean, China and Europe. I mean, Europe is a bigger market than the U.S. at this point.
Obviously, and the Sony is in more countries than the Xbox. So I mean, you really can't use that argument.
No. Look, that's the stuff that those are things that we can go round and round and round about. As long as the Xbox is that they're not going away. That even with the Scorpio, because remember, Phil said exactly the same thing that Andrew House said. Every game is going to run on all of these systems. Every PlayStation 4 game that comes out on the Neo has to run on the PS4 too. So what you're looking at is you have the casual gamer who doesn't care about the high end specs, who has a $299 and $279, and I'm sure the PS4 is going to go down to $299 at some point. You're going to have that low end, ready to go, cheap option. The people like your PC gamer that want to get a high-end system. Those are the guys that are going to be buying the Neo and the Scorpio. I don't see the Neo at this gangbusters thing.
I think they should have showed the Neo. I mean, if you're selling it in November, you got to give the casuals, the quote-unquote casuals, time to save up their money or whatever it needs to be to have the word out. Because only people that are in the know, like us, know that the Neo's coming. You know what I mean?
But again, I don't mean the way it's selling. I mean, if you show the Neo now and then you say it's coming out in November, you just murdered your sales until November.
But see, I don't agree with that either, John, because I feel like that product is geared towards like people that are hardcore gamers. You're still going to have people. You're still going to have those casuals. Dry sales are going to want to buy a base PlayStation 4.
I also still believe wholeheartedly, and I will continue to say it, that these are apology consoles. I have said it before, and I'll continue to say it. And that's what they're shooting for.
Well, listen,
people who are upset over the power of the PS4 and the Xbox One. And now, I mean, Phil said it himself. This is the console that the gamers asked for. This is the one that you guys want. We're sorry about 2013. Here comes Scorpio. The Neo, I'm telling you, the Neo is the same thing. We're really sorry we said 1080p 60 all the time.
Or Give Me Death. Remember that?
Or Give Me Death, right. Shahed Khaled. Those guys.
How come nobody fucking skewered them for that? That's what I want to know. How come nobody got them for 1080 or 60 frames or Give Me Death?
But you're right, and so
and 3/4 of the games don't even running it like that.
Hey, I mean? We're really sorry. We're really sorry you didn't get the experience you wanted. Here's the Neo. Please upgrade. Both companies to me are doing that, and that's that's the sell that they've got to make, because I just don't think that either of those consoles are going to take off. Myself, I think what's going to happen is most gamers are going to stick with the base model until they all get 4K TVs.
That's what I think. It's going to be a slow burn.
Yeah, I think you're going slow burn on both of them.
I know. I think the PS4 is going to be much more successful than like the PSVR, for example. I mean, I'm very
what I'm hearing is when it comes to PlayStation VR, they're making just extremely limited numbers of it. Because they don't expect 10 million people to
No, projecting a million, I think year one.
I will say this. I know people who, apparently, so there are VR kiosks at Best Buys.
Yeah, I have 4 friends that tried it. Yeah,
I have a couple of friends that tried it on a base PS4. They said it was fine. They're like, it looked fine. It ran fine.
Yeah, but you're playing games that look like mobile games.
Well,
Battlezone looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 7 looks pretty good in VR.
Riggs looks ridiculous.
Riggs looks hold on a second. You guys say the Resident Evil looks... You guys didn't play it. It's shit. Anybody that's tried it said it's shit.
Oh, because it's because of the vomiting thing. Yeah.
No. I heard it doesn't look very good at all.
I don't know.
I jumped in the overflow line and waited for about an hour, and I said, "Fuck this, I'm out." So
I don't know about any of that, but I will say this. I think the again, it's all depending on price. I think the Neo is going to do fine, especially if it comes in at $399, like people seem to think it will. At least if Sony's smart, they'll bring it in at $399.
They can afford to. They can afford to do that, which is insane.
At $400, that should be the sweet spot. Same for the Scorpio. I think if it came out at $399, it would sell gangbusters. I honestly think it should be $599.
$399 flops of power though. That's going to be a really, 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 really cheap as balls CPU, or it's going to be.
But Al, don't we have cheap? I can't even talk. Cheap as balls CPUs now.
No, I mean you have.
I mean the Jaguars aren't like From what I understand, the Jaguar. I'm not a PC guy, but I understand the Jaguars
You
aren't.
don't want to
Well,
couple
I mean,
you don't want to couple a nice GPU with a terrible CPU because
Microsoft could just eat the cost, right? I mean, it would cost them a lot of money, but I mean, technically they could do it.
They
If they wanted
could,
to.
because they could make that backup in software
With
and
software
Xbox
and
Live.
Xbox Live, yeah.
But the only problem is that let's say it comes in at. All right, so let's say if they're not eating the cost, the base price of the Scorpio is $599. I think we can all agree on that, right? It's so if they were going to eat the cost, I don't see them eating more than $100 per console. Because $200 to get it on $399, $399 would be amazing, but I mean that's a lot of money.
We're looking at very best $499.
And I think it'll sell at $499. I do. I really, really do.
I'm there.
I hope I hope
Would you say, Al? You there? $5.99?
I'm there if I dude. I need.
Me too.
And I'm gonna wait for Scorpio.
Yeah, well, I'd say that's the thing. Like I think it would sell very well at $499. $100 makes it doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a huge difference to
It absolutely does.
I don't know.
Absolutely, it made a huge difference in 2013. I've said that.
If they came out the same price as the PlayStation 4, honestly, the gap would be much narrower.
And the reason wouldn't even have anything to do with power. You know, they had an opportunity, as much as people groused about the Kinect. They had an opportunity. hold on. Let me finish my thought though, because I'm not going in the direction you might think. They could have taken the Kinect and used it as that value add piece. Like, okay, you know, with the PlayStation 4, you don't get this. And I think it's at $399, the Kinect would have been a hell of a lot easier for people to swallow.
To sell
than it did at $499, where people thought it was extra cost.
As soon as they announced the Xbox One with the Kinect, PlayStation tore their little eye out, and that's why they were able to sell for the price they did.
I can't believe that. I mean, the fucking both the Kinect and the PS Move were so terrible. God, they're so bad.
You love the PS Move.
I love my Kinect. I love my Kinect. Sorry. My wife uses it. I use it. Like
Fantasia involved was fantastic.
I'm a PlayStation guy through and through, and those glowy dildos,
the Move controllers. Oh, so terrible.
So
you mean
bad.
those dildos you have in your hand?
It looked like
those were also first generation.
It looked like an ice cream cone from Tron. That's what they look like.
Yeah, those were also first generation, just like the first generation Kinect. You know, there was an opportunity for them to also improve their tech. They just chose not to. They made the right call in that. They made the right call because obviously the price, was a big differentiator. But to this day, except for the fact that Cortana is on a lunch break right now, I love my.
What? What do you mean she's on a lunch break?
Actually, I will say since yesterday's preview update, Cortana has worked much better. But man, this first round of
I heard she was cussing you out, Mike. Fuck you, Mike.
Let me think about that. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I wish? Just a little off topic, but I got the chance a few weeks ago to hold an Xbox Elite controller for the first time, and good lord, where
have you been?
I don't own an Xbox.
But you can play with once you use the controller, you cannot go back.
But I mean, honest to God, it's probably the best controller I've ever held my entire life. And again, I say that I say that as a Sony guy.
Pony.
I'm total pony. I really, really want Sony to come up with an answer for that because damn, that Xbox controller is like holding a fucking.
That leak this weekend was such a tease.
It was. I was like, oh god,
tweeted the old specs from 2012.
Oh man, like.
Oh, was that old? Was that old?
As somebody,
I deleted my retweet of it.
As somebody who's former military and has held all manner of freaking firearms, like it feels like you're holding a pistol in your hand.
Yes, it does.
I gotta be honest. It's when I held the Elite one time. The only time I ever held it's like holding a nice set of nice tits. Just
like
perfect.
I actually felt like it added beyond. I feel like holding that thing actually. I feel like it.
Whoa, hold on. What did you say about nipples?
I said if you could take the nipples off and replace them with other nipples.
Oh my god.
I actually feel like holding the Elite put an extra inch on my dick, so it went from like 10 to 11.
This fucking guy.
This goes to 11.
Oh Jesus!
You have not seen my final form.
But no, I'm not gonna go.
Jesus Christ!
But
What? Fuck
but,
God.
I don't know what happened.
So
South isn't familiar with me. I'll get real inappropriate real quick.
South.
Yo,
I'm
but
right
John-
there with you, dude.
which is why
John,
he doesn't show up very often on NLG.
Exactly.
So
Because I have to have my muzzle on, and I don't like that.
South, you know what? You can come here anytime and just say anything you want, man. That's what we do here. We just
Well,
we cuss.
fucking A.
Yes, fucking A.
You know,
sometimes every now and then we talk like Christopher Walken.
My
oh,
God.
that was
Cowboy.
I am proud to have that on the channel.
That was good.
I still go back and listen to that shit every once in a while.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of old podcasts, South, I think the funniest podcast that we've ever had on Basement Radio.
Where is Worry, man? We need him.
Dude, Worry's he's MIA, man. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's
I
gone.
gotta text him.
Deleted
Yeah.
his Twitter.
He
Apparently,
deleted his Twitter? What?
Yep.
Yeah, he deleted his Twitter.
his Twitter account. I don't know why, but he did.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
talk to you. I can talk to you offline about it, Sal.
Yeah, Southeast, yeah. So, but the funniest is I had South and Worry Word on, and this is probably like one of the first, like, I don't know, couple episodes into the podcast, and I ended up,
I remember this.
I ended up dropping out of the podcast, and South and Worry were like, they're like,
God.
what the fuck? They're like, did the host just leave? And they took over the podcast.
He said it's ours now.
Hey,
Yeah.
Enrique, I don't want to interrupt, but I just realized what time I've got a dip, dude. I got to be up in Washington D.C. in the morning.
No worries, man.
I gotta go.
Later.
Real quick, Enrique, always a pleasure to be on our sister podcast.
Thank you, John. Likewise.
Good stuff. Let me get. You mind if I give a quick plug for Thursday?
No, go ahead, man.
Plug
for
it before the end too, John.
Cool, awesome. I'll just be real quick. Thursday night, 9 p.m. Super Deformed Gamescast. We have Kyle Bossman from Easy Allies on. Al's going to be on with us. We are so fucking stoked to have him on. Him and Mike Huber.
Insane.
Him and Mike Huber were two of my inspirations when starting Super Deformed Gamescast. And we're working to get a Sony executive on. I will not mention his name, but it's looking increasingly likely like he may be on. So Al knows who I'm talking about. So please be excited for that possibility.
Well, you can't fucking tease us. Come on, you know. you can't get it hard and not just walk away. What the fuck?
It's not a definite thing yet. It's not a definite thing yet. But
I think I know who it is.
yeah, you guys all know who he is.
Yeah, we know who it is.
And I'll tell you what. I'll let Enrique tell you offline, South. Super Deformed Gamescast every 9 p.m. On Thursdays. All consoles represented. We got guys with PS4s, Xbox Ones, 3DSs. We use
Die ponies.
We even got. I know, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'll tell you what. Just for Southbound, just because I did my first podcast with him, Xbox is the best bucks.
It is.
Just for you. Just for you, South.
I appreciate that.
But hey,
you know what, real shit. I own a PS4. You know what I mean? I'm obviously an Xbox fanboy, but I give Sony their due. You know, their press has been fucking top notch, phenomenal this generation.
They learned a lot from PS3.
They did.
And they learned quite a bit. On our channel, South, we like to say that we play games, not consoles.
Well, at the same time, shit happens, and you whether you like to talk console wars, it always has this ugly face rear up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, no matter what you play, as long as you play, that's what I think.
That's it.
There's never an issue with preference. Never a problem with preference. There really isn't.
Yeah, and that's what I like to say. I have preference, not bias.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's how I look at women.
Yeah, just like I
Go to the bedroom right now.
Yeah, I'm not going.
What'd you say? What'd you say, South?
You need to go to the bedroom right now.
No, that got me in trouble. That's why baby number 3.
I'm going upstairs in just a second.
Oh shit! You gotta put on your girl. You gotta put on your,
Bang.
I'm gonna put on some of those like old movie theater 3D glasses and get some of my VR going on.
you gotta put on your girl voice. Hey.
Like, you want to see my PlayStation move?
Kim Slade.
can't believe we fucked.
Like,
Have you seen Roach?
have you seen?
Where the hell did my horse go?
Where's Roach?
I'm gonna be like,
Duke Nukem, like my home away from home.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like, we all sound more like Christian Bale's Batman.
We do. Where is he?
What are the triggers?
I can't do that voice because I have to sing this weekend. So
It's not who I am underneath. It defines me.
Good stuff. All right.
Wait. So, John, wait. I just want to say something real quick. John's actually being kind enough to offer being part of this podcast on a regular basis. So, I just want to kind of make that quick announcement too, as well. John, thank you, man. We appreciate it. Looking forward.
I don't take orders from you though. I don't take orders.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that offline.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
you want him on that podcast. You need him on that podcast.
We use words like Xbox, PS4, Wii U. We use these words as a life spent playing games. You use them as a punchline.
Fantastic.
I have neither the time nor the controllers.
I just spit my fucking beer out. Jesus.
I would rather you just said thank you and played Uncharted 4. Either way, I don't give a damn what console you like playing on. I'm gonna come up with a whole speech.
Dreamcast 2.
I'm gonna write a whole speech.
There you go.
I'm hijacking.
Wow, that is a
now.
Dreamcast fist bump for you right there, brother.
Yeah, it is. All right, boys. Enrique, thanks again for having me on, man. South, it was nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too. Likewise, man. You have a good one. Enjoy
Right
your
on.
evening.
John, have a good night. Enjoy
Later on,
toppling
fellas.
the government tomorrow.
What's that?
I said enjoy toppling the government tomorrow.
I'm working on it. Pretty soon it's going to be an autocracy.
Oh shit.
Watch
I have my
Sean
way.
Dogs.
John works for the Brotherhood of Steel.
I will be reinstituting Prima Nocta. So
Just
All
send
right,
a
pal.
Zeppelin my way. That's all I ask for.
Zeppelin, Jesus.
I'm pretty sure they don't have
I'm
that
never
anymore.
going to fucking live that down.
Hey, man.
Live that down.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, boys.
All right, John.
Take it easy.
See you, man. Thank you, man. All right. Well, hey, you know what, guys? Let's talk about since we were talking about the consoles and everything. Let's move on to a game that just was released.
If you don't mind, at some point I want to have this out with Al about Play Anywhere, because him and I have two very different thoughts about this.
Go for it.
All right, let's see. Okay.
So Al was saying earlier that this is bad for Xbox gamers. If you're an Xbox gamer, you should be. Well, you said if you're an Xbox gamer, you should be mad.
You should
Why?
be.
Well,
I said you should
how
be
does it
upset.
impact
If you have a.
you?
If you, okay, whoa, hold on. Let me respond. The question was to me. I said I would be upset if I was an Xbox gamer, which I am, and I have a nice PC, which I do.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
you're
trying
in a unique situation, though, Al.
I'm trying to find justification.
Okay, that together I understand.
Well, hold on, real quick,
That's
Mike.
what
But you got to understand, Al's in a different situation. He's got like a high-end like PC that talks to him.
Right.
And you can say I'm in a small group, but there are many other people like myself.
Okay,
who have
so
nice
you
PCs.
buy one copy of the game and you get it for free for the other.
This is true because you can play it anywhere. You could play it downstairs on your couch. You could play it upstairs. You could play it at work.
South, imagine a world where Al didn't own an Xbox One, which is the reality I am right now.
Well, then you would buy it on PC and you
Right.
still have a free copy for the Xbox. If
That I would.
you
that
want
I would
to
never
turn
have.
around and sell it or whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
so here's the thing for me, because even if I had, there's this other piece to this that just because the Microsoft games are Play Anywhere doesn't necessarily mean all the rest of my games are. So if I want to play, Battlefront, or if I want to play, Battlefield 1 with my friends on Xbox Live, I need an Xbox. Now, I could also, play Call of Duty with you on PC, or not Call of Duty, I'm sorry, Gears of War with you on PC, but I can't play...
Oh, I might add, when they announced that, I literally stood up and cheered because I'm so excited to play Gears of War like with anybody. That's
It
awesome.
looks beautiful.
I can't
I'll tell you
wait.
right now.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my god.
I did hear it looks fucking awesome.
It looks fantastic. If there's anything that like blew your mind, jaw dropping at E3 this past week, it was Gears. But you know, I felt kind of spoiled because you knew Gears was gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rod,
So, like,
Rod at
it
the
was-
helm. Oh
The
god, yeah.
storm, the wind.
Oh my god,
it's
that
so
whole
ridiculous.
skybox. That whole skybox was just mesmerizing. I looked more up at the sky than I did at the action on the ground. That is how good it looked.
You know,
But-
and like you know, if you look at Judgment compared to this, like this is a Gears game. Judgment seemed like a total offshoot. You know,
Well,
like,
and it wasn't even
well,
developed
people can
by-
fly. No, people can fly. Yeah. No, Gears, the new Gears 4. Oh my God, it's. I cannot say how much in love I am with it. You know,
Oh, that's-
but like I said, going into E3, we already knew that it was going to look good. It was going to be good, but that's why I was nice for me to be able to focus on other games like Sea of Thieves. You know what I mean? And the Ghost Recon, so that you know, I already knew what I was getting into when it comes to Gears. That I was able to focus on other things.
So, but real quick, I've been, you know, kind of wondering what that percentage of high-end PC and Xbox gamers there are. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Just if it's 5% of the entire install base, I will be shocked.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocked. And for that 5%, I kind of totally understand that as long as the rest of the games you're playing on PC anyway, and you only have, if you play all of your multi-plats on PC, like if you're playing Call of Duty on PC, if you're playing, all of your multiplayer stuff on PC, and the only reason that you own an Xbox One is exclusive single-player games, then I totally 100% get the sentiment that, well, why do I need the Xbox One? Totally get that. I have no desire at this point to go out and build, which is the big argument that people are saying. Well, why should I buy an Xbox One and just go build a PC? There are many, many reasons why.
PCs are so much more expensive. They're going to be much more expensive than the
Well, it's not just that.
all
It's
stuff,
you know, for a casual gamer, set up, and yeah, you can hook it to your TV, but then you got mouse and
People,
keyboard. and all
you know
this
what? People like having a closed box.
Yeah, just
Oh,
take it out of the
absolutely.
box.
Ease of
hook it
use.
up,
They, you know, they don't want to have to worry about
consoles.
downloading
I-
drivers and shit like that. You know, like it's just more easier streamlined to have a console.
I promise you, John. Thank God John's not here because he'd make fun of my age. But I promise you that I know.
I'll never forget when he said you had varicose veins on your balls.
I know a lot more about PC gaming than a lot of people understand because back in my college days, I did it.
Wait, they had PC gaming in the
Shut up.
70s?
Shut it.
In the 70s.
I had dual Monster 3DFX cards in my rig. I was
3DFX, what up?
Yep, and I was doing Sly before Sly was cool. I understand PC gaming a
Sly.
lot. I went out and did weekend LAN parties where we were playing Doom and Quake. That's how I know Quake. That's the
I
stuff
am a
I grew
nerd.
up on. I was a PC gamer before I was a console gamer for a very long time. There is nothing that would make me go back to that now. I'm so comfortable with what I have in console that I don't have the desire to go build a gaming PC just because, it's available. Now, will I like the fact that I've got a kind of decent computer upstairs that I'm streaming to my TV upstairs and I could play Gears upstairs natively instead of streaming it? Sure. But does that diminish my Xbox down here in my room, where I'm sitting 11 feet away from a 72-inch TV with a controller in my hand? Not at all. And so for me, it's just an added bonus that, hey, I get a PC version that I might be able to use here or at work. And I just think the overarching, the majority of gamers that play on console because they like console just aren't going to sell their Xboxes and go run and buy and build PCs just because a handful of games are now across both. That's all I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
In your case, I understand.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
case, I totally understand, and there are a few people I know that are in that position, and I won't take that away from them, and I understand why they would do it. I just don't think it's the majority of gamers.
No, and I wasn't trying to say it's the majority of gamers. I was just speaking on behalf of myself because I'm selfish.
Sure. No, and it's a valid point for what you're doing. I get for what you were talking about. I get it.
Yeah, and I don't have an Xbox One right now. I have a hard drive still, but I have no Xbox One. A hard drive full of Xbox One games that I used to own. and I want a new system, but the Slim was it. I was like, oh, I should just get a Slim, and then they're like, oh, well, the Scorpio's coming out. And I'm
Well,
like,
also depends
do I get that and then that, and do I wait? And then I'm like,
you want the Scorpio? You want the Scorpio?
I want the Scorpio
because you want that GPU.
Yeah,
you want that Polaris.
I don't have an Xbox in my house right now, and I want an Xbox in my house, but it's a shame. That's the situation that I'm in. Again,
Sure.
Mike South, I don't disrespect Microsoft at all, but for me,
I never. Yeah,
like
no,
said,
I never
I'm
thought that.
selfish.
I never. That wasn't my point.
Oh, I just want an Xbox right now, and then they show me 2 Xbox choices, and I'm like, well, I want the better one. I'm just gonna wait,
Sure.
you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It comes down to you said you had a.
The bonus was for me because I have a capable PC. I can play the good games that they showed day one on my PC, and I'm excited about that. Well, or close to day one.
Right.
I think
So the other question for you out becomes, I mean, I've probably got 150 some odd games between my regulars and my indie games. Would I want to give that up? I mean, that's a lot of money I sunk in games.
Exactly.
Would I want to stop playing those? So yeah, I guess you have to ask yourself, I've got a hard drive full of games. Do I want to play them now, or can I wait a whole year and a half to play some of this stuff?
Exactly. And I don't think I can wait to play Sunset Overdrive. It's been too long.
Right. So
and maybe I like Titanfall on console. I like my multiplayer games on console. I'm that guy who has a nice PC who prefers to play them on console because first of all, the communities last longer, and I like using a controller.
You mean you don't want to play Counter-Strike?
Oh God, kill me, shoot me in the face, man! I don't like that game. It's not that good.
It's like top 4, I think, in like played PC games.
On Saturday night on TBS, my wife and I are watching TV in bed, and on TBS, up comes an esports thing for Counter-Strike.
Esports.
And my wife turned to me and said, "What the hell is this?" Because
Counter-Strike.
They're showing.
You should have turned right around and said, "I have no idea. What is this?"
Right.
You're like, let's watch this.
Yeah, right. They're showing the TBS Sports logo with people playing baseball and the basketball, and then all of a sudden, there's these guys with headphones on, sitting in front of a computer, and she said, "What the hell is this?" So
This is the future.
It's the future. I mean, look how much during EA they talked about esports.
Yeah,
oh, my goodness. They even announced Battlefield, they had the professional announcers from
guys,
MLG.
There's billions of dollars being pumped into
Crazy.
esports. It's insane. ESPN is getting into it.
Insane. Big money.
Yeah, there's a lot of money being pumped into it. Yeah, but you know what, guys? The whole share play thing, the whole crossplay, all that stuff is. It's not about today as much it is for tomorrow. And just the one thing I took away from Microsoft's press conference is that I looked at their press conference as kind of where all this is heading in terms of how we experience gaming, how we interact with other gamers. You know, I think Phil said breaking down barriers. That's what's happening now. There's a huge paradigm shift.
People playing your games.
Yeah, there's
That's
just and games everywhere now because you got to remember, mobile's going to catch up. Mobile's going to get to a point now where we're going to be able to play games. We're not there yet, but we're in the future. We're going to be able to access our content anywhere on the fly.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, listen, I like playing on my console. I like playing at home. I'm never gonna, pop some on my Surface and play it on the road. Maybe I will in the future. I don't know. But for now, I like having a closed system. I like being a console. I like that I have a PS4 and multiple Xboxes. You know what I mean, for each room. So I like. It seems like no matter where I go, there's an Xbox there, so I can always download my profile somewhere. You know what I mean? So I'm not really worried about being on a plane and playing Gears of War. So I like the whole PC thing to me is like it stresses me out even thinking about it. Like worry about having the latest graphic card and the latest drivers and constantly messing with something. To me, it just does not sound like fun.
And that's just it. Is that we don't have to do that, and that's the beauty of it.
But
We
Al,
don't.
Al, real quick, I'm sorry, Mike. Al, is it that hard? I've heard people say that it's you got to do the driver updates, you got to tweak settings, it's a little more involved. But then I've heard other people say actually it's really not that bad.
What, to make your own gaming PC?
No, I'm saying messing with the settings, like we're playing games, like installing drivers and.
No. Everything's not to toot Microsoft's horn, but Windows 10 makes a lot of that shit super simple now. But it's been pretty simple. Like, as long as you I would say the hardest part of making your PC is literally the day you physically install the hardware. Other than that, it's pretty user friendly. I mean, I know a fair bit about computers and how things work and graphics card stuff, but I'm kind of wishy-washy when it comes to maintenance on computers. But a lot of the newer stuff is pretty user friendly, so even I'm comfortable with overclocking or stuff like that. Things that you thought were really hard to do. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, how to downsample. Oh my God, downsample is make it look like project a 4K image down to 1080 if you have 1080 TV. So it basically makes the image super sharp. It tricks the computer into thinking that you're playing it at 4K, but you're really not. That sounds really complicated, but that's literally a button press. So I mean, they take a lot of the thinking out for you now, which is good. But my biggest thing for people apprehensive about PC gaming isn't the maintenance side of it; it's the cost, and it's getting cheaper, but it's still not going to be as cheap or as simple to use as buying a game console for even $5.99 and hooking it up and being able to play. Let's talk the future now. Gears of War 7, as soon as it comes out, on your new Xbox or whatever. That's why I still love consoles. I do love the ease of use. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it that's just it's more natural, I guess, to me. I mean, I have my PC up in my office right now, but I have an HDMI cable going down to my living room, and every once in a while I'll just take the Xbox One Elite controller downstairs, throw Steam Steam Big TV mode on, and which basically makes Steam open up and look almost like an Xbox console interface, the user interface, and you can just select your game and then play it right there, which is pretty nice. But I try to consoleify, if that's even a real word, my PC experience. So, again, I know not everybody does it, but I made my computer for gaming, and that's basically all I do. I use it for internet and gaming, and that's it.
Your computer talks to you.
I don't even have a word processor on my computer. That's how specific it's made for. I don't even have iTunes on my computer. I don't need iTunes. I have Steam. I have Steam. I have what the hell? I have Chrome installed, and that's basically it. I have Discord. I have very few actual programs on my computer, and it's basically all just for gaming. But
yeah,
it's expensive. It's not realistic for the majority of people. It's not realistic for people who have a good job. I mean, I only got it because I came into some extra money last year, but
Well, yeah, the fucking GPUs are well, the NVIDIA ones.
Yeah, they are.
$700 for a fucking GPU? Shit.
Yeah, man. Those $499 cards are actually $699. Oh,
should come with a happy ending.
They should, right? AMD though, AMD
every week.
Yeah, every week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, basically. I wish. I didn't even get to talk about it, but I'm probably the only PC gamer guy here. But the PC Gamer show, was pretty good for at E3 this year.
I didn't even see that.
I watched it for 15 minutes, and
it was happening at the same time as something else. Mike, I don't remember what was happening.
It was right. Ubisoft was the same time.
Ubisoft, yeah. So people watch Ubisoft.
I couldn't
Understandable.
Well, my issue was the
host. I heard the host was terrible.
Talk show it was just like a talk show.
Mm.
Let me bring you out, and that's how it was last year too. Let me bring you out. Let me show me a 15-second clip of your game, and let's just sit here and talk about the.
So it was like Dr. Phil.
No, it was like
It was like a Letterman show. Like they
it
had
really was, and it was like, well, let's talk about the engine and
talk
how many.
about it, and then they go away.
Yeah, it would really. It was not. If you're watching a Microsoft conference, you got game after game after game after game. You're watching a Sony conference, you got game after game after game after game. Even with Ubisoft, Aisha Taylor, I mean, she's really funny, and
She's fucking hilarious.
She's the master of that show now. She's been doing it for, I think she said, 6 years.
Yeah.
So like she's got
She's
Ubisoft
hilarious, man.
shows. She's got Ubisoft shows down on lock. So you've got this entertaining thing going on with Ubisoft. You turn over to the PC show,
Oh, yeah,
and
you got
seriously,
these
it's
people
like
suits sitting around a desk.
right going. So,
You know what? I saw the
pushing-
PC show last year. It was fucking boring.
You're pushing 60 sprites across the screen at 1080 by 720, and what engine are you using for that? Well, I'm using Unity 3.0, and I'm like, okay, no.
Well, after Mike just shot it down,
Mike,
it was interesting.
Mike was
It
like-
interesting. No, I'm just messing. But,
no, but last year it was like, wasn't it like a guy at a table or a
was,
desk
and it
and
was
like a
like-
couch and like it was like
that's it.
It was
was
the
like-
exact same thing this year,
Format, same
except
format.
the guy was on the different side of the couch.
so this year
this time they showed Dawn of War 3 and
Yes,
they
that
showed
they did.
the new Deus Ex running at ridiculous frame rates on a super nice computer, and they
Now
showed
that
Halo Wars.
that I caught. That was pretty freaking.
ooh, I gotta see
The new
Deus Ex.
The new Deus Ex looks insane. I recommend everybody check that out.
Yeah.
Like the videos of that. Next June, in August, I think, right? That's gonna be a
August.
blockbuster game.
That's gonna be a good game.
So, but the thing I wanted to stress about the PC Gamer Show was the CEO of the AMD graphics card division was there, and this lady is literally insane. Okay, first of all, she's like sitting weird. She's like half Indian style, half sitting on a couch. So
With
it
a
looks
skirt.
awkward. No. She's not a skirt, but she's an interesting character. I don't know her name.
You referred to her as a character, like she's a
Oh.
video game character.
Oh, she's interesting. But anyway, she dropped some bombshells on the floor. I mean, she announced the 199 GPU right there. She announced the 299 GPU, which is comparative to a 970. 299. That's $100 underneath the 970. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
AMD's going to make some huge moves this year, and especially when they they're with all three next year. They're with Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. Is it this year? Is it next year? This fiscal year, we'll say.
Is the Nintendo thing official though? Like, have they even announced that?
Yeah, it's official. They haven't announced anything. They haven't even announced the NX as a thing, have they? Oh, I guess they announced
Right,
it.
so nothing's official.
Yeah.
At E3, they said the NX won't be there. So that's the only thing we've gotten officially. AMD will be in the NX. A Polaris hybrid will be in the NX. Yes, a Polaris will be in the Scorpio and in the Neo. We just don't know what. But them announcing 199, not the 299, the 199 GPU, which is basically like a 960, being in a console, whew, that's insane. I mean, right off the bat,
That's pretty
you have-
sick.
Yeah.
That's
You figure, okay, so going back to Scorpio, they announced it. But when do you conceivably see them having a dev kit in?
They wouldn't have announced. Okay, see, another thing I thought was funny was the verbiage that Phil used, that we wanted to announce it at the show to get developers to start making the games for it. Right? He said something along those lines, which leads me to believe that the developers probably already have this now.
You think
That's
it's
what I'm thinking.
I think
Because by the time
specific
next year when it launches, they'll have everything locked down. 'Cause, I mean,
Now-
how many
now-
how many
no way.
SDKs revisions that they have for the Xbox One to get the most power out? I mean,
yeah.
there's 5 or 6.
no way that Todd Howard is on that video and he doesn't have some sort of kit or knowledge.
Well, they announced the
It's
fucking
just-
Fallout 4 for VR. I mean,
Yeah.
the night before, so
Yeah.
you already
Yeah.
know that they're working on it already.
so?
Yeah.
I got a quick question, guys.
It's crazy though, because like certain game directors weren't available. They did not
Mhm.
even know the Scorpio was available. Like the director of Final Fantasy 15, the Colonel Sanders, Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Hirotomi
Yeah.
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. Yeah.
I'm butchering his name. His last name is Miyazaki, but it's the Colonel Sanders Miyazaki. He had no idea that they were even making new consoles. At the show, he said to his translator, he goes, "They have a new console coming out." So it's like everybody's messaging, and not just Microsoft. I don't think people knew that the Neo is a thing, really.
No,
so
a few developers said they didn't hear about it until Andrew House talked to the Financial Times.
Yes. So to answer South, I think certain developers know about it because obviously you saw Rod up there smiling,
Right.
and you saw a couple other developers up there smiling when they were showing off the stuff. So certain
Well,
developers
Todd Howard,
have
he's one of
names.
the biggest people. You know what I mean? That
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Todd
yeah,
Howard,
yeah.
there's no
you
way.
know, you want Rockstar to have it. You know what I mean? As soon as
Yeah.
possible. You want some of the E and the Call of Duty devs. You definitely want the biggest names, the biggest games. to have it as soon as
I
possible.
guarantee you, Peter Moore knew.
Yeah.
Guarantee.
Of course.
Yeah, he knew.
He still
He's
has
like a
close
former
ties with
president.
Xbox.
He has
Yeah,
to know
no,
everything.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You know, he gets treated just like a former president.
Well, the funniest thing is, we're talking to Phil, and and this is after the announcement of Scorpio. He's like, "Listen, I announced it for 4,000 people, Xbox or Microsoft people in February. That we're doing the Scorpio." And so, I mean, people have known about it for a while. So, I mean, I don't know if they have dev kits already. They should very, very shortly.
I mean, if they're announcing how much power that they have, another reason why I mentioned the power thing, then they know. They know basically what stats they're going to use, so they can give that to developers right away.
Oh yeah, developers can develop this on high because remember.
I tell you what, if I'm a developer and I see I have $6 teraflops of power to use, I'm going to be like, what can I do to make this thing crash? I'm going to try my best to make this thing fail.
And those devs are going to have 24-hour, 7-day, 365 Christmas Day access to Microsoft development to make sure that, because they can do that now, and they can actually, it may not need full dev kits because really with the UWP,
It's like a PC, right?
right, they basically can start
And that's
speccing this stuff on their own equipment.
Such a good idea. I mean, it was such a bad idea at the beginning, but right now
It was a good idea with like anything else in its infancy. Its execution has been poor, but that doesn't mean a year down the line that it's going to be what it.
Exactly. You look at Quantum Break. It works if you don't tell the developer 3 months before their game ships to make a PC port.
Yeah.
It works to tell them at the same time, can you make a PC port? Yeah, we can make it. Or no, we can't.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. I think
Yep.
how the future they want it to go. Like, listen, the PC port and the Xbox Scorpio, or whatever they call it, the Xbox port is virtual, so there's no extra, development time.
Yeah.
Boom, knock two birds, one stone.
I think you're going to see
it's a
some
wrap.
crazy numbers on the PC sales for like Gears of War or
Sure.
Recore or
Well,
Dead Rising 4.
and I was wondering,
It's gonna be good.
wondering how can we see Crackdown 3? But to me, I think it's going to be a day one, launch for the Scorpio.
God, you
Could
know what? I
be,
completely
but it's
forgot
also
about
Play
that.
Anywhere too now.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the. All right, man. I just had a train of thought and I just lost it. Hold on a second.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
You need another beer. You need another
Mike
beer.
has dementia. It's his
Mike
old
has
age.
He said he's old. He said he's old.
Oh, Quantum Break. So, but let me if I think about this for a second, let me reverse that on you for just a second. Even as poor of an idea as it came out, or as poor of an execution as it came out, think about the fact that they got that game fully running in that short amount of time. Even with the issues that they had to fix afterwards. So now imagine, like you're saying, Al, imagine they have, out of the gate. That's how
I know.
I think.
That's what I'm saying.
I think people miss that as they were, using YouTube and using social media to, trash the PC version. But the way I looked at it was, guys, they took a game that was Xbox only, and in 3 months we're able to get that thing fully running on a PC.
Yeah.
That is more
And
impressive
Enrique, to
than
interrupt
anything.
Yes.
Mike, I heard good news. My nephew got
Yes.
Quantum Break on PC yesterday.
It
And he
works?
says it works fantastic. So guess
Beautiful.
what? Al is going to be getting Quantum Break this week.
Nice.
Nice.
Again, I should say.
Nice, dude. You got to stream that, man.
I will stream it.
I
If
gotta
can get it running
finish
really
streaming
nice,
it.
I will definitely.
I have to start over and get back to Act 4.
So obviously, Remedy and Microsoft busted their ass to get the port working because, like I said, I couldn't play past 40 minutes. Now
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
excited
that.
to actually play the actual game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mike, I honestly cannot wait to see what these games look like from the ground up on PC. I mean, not to take anything away from Microsoft, the Xbox One or anything, but like, God, Gears of War is going to be insane. They've just released a texture pack for Gears of War Ultimate for the PC, so you can run everything at 4K textures. It's insane.
Oh, I
Their
bet it is.
screenshots look incredible.
I bet it is.
Yeah, man. I love that. I love the fact that they're doing that, and it really, really sours me that Sony holds their IPs so fucking tight. I don't know.
Let me ask,
That's the PC gamer side of me.
at some point, though, do you think that maybe Sony kind of opens it up to PCs at some point?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, and
No
I'll
way,
tell you
man.
why.
And that's gonna be for opening, having this UWP.
Because Andrew House said himself, the whole point of the Neo was to keep people from going to PC. I mean, he said that. Those are his words.
My
So
Bloodborne
no.
dreams on PC are crying down my face right now.
Yes, that's probably not going to happen now.
That's all right.
No, I just, they may say that now, though, but I wonder, because look, I mean, obviously what we've seen this console generation is that competition fuels change. And who knows, if this thing takes off from Microsoft, maybe Sony revisits this.
Well, there's one other piece to it that you have to keep in mind, and I don't take, look, nothing taking away. It's not a knock on Sony, but of the two companies,
Xbot.
only one. Yeah, thanks. Not this weekend apparently. Anyway,
Jesus.
The difference between Sony and Microsoft at this point, Microsoft has a UWP that they can go to. Sony, I don't think they have the.
Microsoft's OS is on most people's computers.
Yeah, I don't think, but I don't think Sony has the ability to really port their games to PC like Microsoft does. Microsoft now, it's not even porting.
Yeah, but if
Now
they're
it's
using
just
x86 architecture, though, they should be able to do it, though, right?
You would think, but Microsoft's got the APIs, and Sony is not. Sony's not a software company; they're a hardware company. So they're concentrating on keeping people on their hardware. Microsoft's got the APIs to just get it out to everywhere, and they feel like, well, to them, the PC is also their platform. Sony doesn't feel like the PC is their platform. Microsoft does because it's running Windows. So there's a disparity in their philosophy, and I just don't think Sony wants to. I don't think Sony wants to give that up.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Maybe, who knows? I mean, maybe again, maybe that changes. Who knows? Like I said, competition is a funny thing. I mean, it'll
Sony wants people to buy a Vio.
Right, running Windows 10.
Yeah.
Well,
The Vio.
Strange bedfellows.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, before we wrap up the podcast, there's one more thing we're going to talk about tonight. As we talk about video games.
I know what you're going to talk about.
Gummies.
What's that?
Video gummies.
Kickstarter?
Yeah, we're going to talk about games that have been funded on Kickstarter that were recently released after being delayed and been in
the best
development
picture
for
ever.
3 years.
My
let me go to this. Hold on.
Here, let me.
There we go. I got you, Mike.
That Twitter is so hilarious.
I almost spit my beer out.
Whoever is behind that is a goddamn genius.
Yep.
Whoa. Behind what?
Look.
The Sonic the Hedgehog official Twitter. Do you see that?
Look. Can you see the screen right now?
Oh,
Sal?
okay, yeah. Okay, I see it now.
Okay.
Congrats on the launch. Mighty Number 9 is better than nothing.
Well, earlier today.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired big time. And the thing that's so Al, you kind of turned me on to kind of the backlash and what was going on, and so I started reading more. Huh?
Yeah.
He turned
Oh,
you on, huh?
You
Not-
have
not-
no idea.
oh boy.
Stop, you have no idea what I can do with my cat eyes.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Inebriated pussy.
He's the pussy of the podcast.
That's it.
I said
Oh,
inebriated.
oh shit. What was I gonna say now? See, now I lost my train of thought.
You're going to talk about Mighty Number 9.
Yes. So Al, you had tweeted something or DM me something, and so I started reading about it more. And holy shit! So apparently, you've had people fucking donate $600 or contribute $600, and
$650.
and the thing that's crazy is that the game is so fucked up that you even have people who backed it that were getting broken and incorrect codes. I was like, and I read that. I'm like,
The game looks awful. I mean, it play. If you
It's
play
gotten
like
brutal.
Mega Man
It's
X,
gotten
Play
murdered.
Mega Man X, it's better than this.
yeah, South, you're right. It's gotten murdered by reviewers.
Yeah.
Dude, that video that had that every time you did the dash, it paused. I knew that the game was in trouble.
Did you
I
see
knew the game was in
explosions?
trouble 2 years ago, but I mean,
I knew the game was in trouble when they announced it. And
Well, all the delays and everything. I mean, you kind of knew that something wasn't
Well,
right.
they're still
delays were
delaying it.
bad.
The Xbox 360 version and the couple other versions are now delayed again.
when the game was completely funded within, I think, a week initially, and they announced the stretch goals would only be. I'm not lying to you. The stretch goals would only be extra languages that the characters can speak. That's when I knew that there was a problem with this game. I'm talking a couple $1 million more, and you get Japanese. A couple $1 million more, and you get Dutch. A couple $1 million, and you get Portuguese. I'm like, whoa! Why are we paying millions of dollars for you to translate something? Honestly, you can do that in a sound booth for like $200 or $300. Come on now.
Right.
So that was a red flag for me.
But the better than nothing thing came actually from a quote from Infune.
That was a misquote from his translator.
Oh, was that a misquote?
However, it's still funny as hell, and I ran with it. It's funny as hell, and everybody ran with it. It was a misquote.
Sonic ran with it.
He was trying to. Yeah, everybody ran with it. He was trying to say that the DLC isn't going to come out for what it is, like for a while. So just be happy what you have is basically what he said, but it got mistranslated in.
That still sucks.
Everything sucks about the game. But anyways, everyone ran with that, thinking that he released a shit pile, and he's saying, "Well, there you go." So I made the tweet this morning, which is true. I went out and got coffee from a coffee shop, came in my entryway, dropped my coffee on the ground. Oh well, better than nothing.
Oh my god.
That's wrong.
It sucks. I mean, you take these people's money, and you have such a good pedigree of games. You fucking made Mega Man. You made fucking one of my favorite games.
He did not. He said today, by the way, he did not create Mega Man.
Okay, well, he was on the fucking team.
No,
and he
I know.
gets credit for Mega
It's
Man.
funny. I think as all part of the reaction to the bad press. He's like, "Why are you calling me the father of Mega Man? Capcom created it. I just made the game."
Okay, but he made the game, and part of the appeal to this game was to be the spiritual successor to Mega Man.
Mega Man X.
Yeah.
And God, it's such a shame. And another. I mean, there's so many red flags. It's like a field of red flags. So, like, another red flag is he announces another Kickstarter in the middle of this Kickstarter called Red Ash, and it's Mega Man's. It's a Mega Man successor, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What the hell are you making of this?
That's the apology Mega Man game.
Exactly, right?
But
And
by the way,
it'll take 5 years to make.
yeah, it's gonna take 5 years.
Right.
With this Mega Man spiritual successor comes a television series.
Yeah,
and
a movie.
A movie.
A movie, yeah.
And I'm like, oh God. But now we get to the final product that's dropped down the stairs today and onto people's consoles today, and it's awful. And I wonder if he didn't just say, okay, I'm in good hands. I'm just going to go focus on Red Ash. If Red Ash comes out and it looks 100 times better than Mighty Number 9, we're going to know the answer right off the bat. South, did you play Recore? How was Recore?
Recore's good. I was actually going to bring that up too because Recore is kind of Infinite's saving grace, and even though he's not involved as much as people think.
What did he do?
It's Armature.
Did he write it? Did he direct it?
I think he just basically gave a couple tips, but his name next to it is huge. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's what I would.
Everybody thought it was going to be a side scroller, and when it turned out that it was a third person action adventure game, it was actually. You know what? It has a lot of people excited for it, especially because of the price point it is.
Inafune is producing it according to their site.
Yeah, South. I actually heard you guys last night.
He's taking all the money from Mighty Number 9 and making a better game.
Yeah, he is.
That's what he should be doing.
South. I heard you guys last night on TXR saying that there was a lot of positive there's a positive vibe on Recore on the E3 floor as people were playing it.
Even Broken Games, he was tweeting that out. He's like Recore is hot.
Yeah,
that game is.
If you just saw the line for it, I mean, the line was the 2-hour wait. So that usually tells you the hot games have the long lines, and the whatever games have no lines. So at the Xbox booth, the biggest ones were Recore, Sea of Thieves, and probably Battlefield was kind of hard to gauge because you could get 40 people in at once.
Yeah. Did when you went to Battlefield, did it smell like pine cones in the air?
Pine cones.
No.
Pine cones and dead horses. By the way, I about Recore, I would like to say that I know that this won't be a trend. I would love for it to be a trend. That I think Recore is also completely priced correctly.
Yep.
How much is it?
$40.
40 bucks.
40 bucks. If you are going to do a single player game, and I'm a single player game guy, there's no doubt about it. I will play those more than I'll play multiplayer games. But if you're going to do a single player only game, your game needs to be under 60 bucks.
Let me ask you,
personal opinion.
Does this game sell well though?
Yeah, I think so. For one, like you said, the price point and the buzz that it's getting.
Yeah, price point. I think
it's one of them with like a cult hit. Where like I said, the price point really gives you that extra push. Like, what the hell? It's $40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, $40 isn't bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
When's it coming out? September, November?
October, I think.
No, it's June. Is it June 29th?
No,
June 29th? No, I don't think so.
Hold on. I'm getting there.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It is.
I think it's dropping in the middle. Okay, so it's in the middle of the craziness.
Yeah.
That could turn out well.
Let's come out June 29th then.
There is a game coming out June 29th. I cannot remember what it is. Hang on.
Next week?
Yeah.
I have no idea. On Wednesday?
Or maybe it's 28th.
Inside's coming out June 29th.
Inside, that's what it is. Yes, Inside. And that's getting crazy buzz. I'm surprised it wasn't on the show floor, but like Phil Spencer, he said that was his game of the year.
Yeah, I did hear him say that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is an interesting, going to be an interesting year for me. This could be one of the first years where I don't buy a single third-party game, because every game that I want that I can afford, as a father of three, is all exclusive, 100% between the Xbox One and PS4. Every single one. I'm going to end up missing Battlefield. I'm going to end up missing Titanfall 2. I'm going to end up missing games that I want.
You can't miss Titanfall 2. I mean, come on, dude.
If my choice is between Titanfall 2 and Gears of War, what do you think I'm going to pick?
Gears.
That's tough.
I'm going to pick both.
Well, listen.
Well, I would.
Yeah,
if I had only one, I would get Gears.
Listen, Mike, I might have a hookup on Titanfall, so if it comes through, then I'll be able to take a copy.
All right. You do that, and I will stream it and give you full credit for.
Oh, I don't need no credit. No, not needed.
No. I don't. You know me, man. I have so much appreciation for the things people have been doing for me.
Hey, by the way, Nels Coney says Kamiya said Infune's a businessman, not a dev.
Yeah, that's such a.
Yeah, but they blocked him.
Kamiya's such a dick. Kamiya thinks. Kamiya's such a dick.
After Kamiya banned him on Twitter, blocked him.
Hey, I'm not blocked yet. He didn't
block me. He actually liked a couple of my tweets to him.
Yeah.
Did you? Hey, South, did you see him at E3?
Appreciate him.
No, you know what's funny? I miss like Ken Lobb. I missed him. Infune. I mean Kamaya. I missed him. There were so many people that I missed.
South, did you get a chance to check out Scalebound? Did it play as slow as it
No.
looked?
No. It wasn't playable on the floor.
Oh, I didn't know.
It was supposed to be, but it wasn't.
Dude, Rand has me so worried about that game.
Why? Rand's a different kind of
so
cat, though.
slow-paced.
You know, I mean, it's a classic game by Kamiya.
Yeah.
Either you like
Rand's
it or you don't.
dogging it though. He's dogging it hard. He's like, it doesn't look good, or.
Well, all he saw was what everybody else saw on the TV.
Which is funny,
He hasn't played it.
I'm just used to Platinum games being like fast-paced, super like high action.
Well, you know what? I don't think that they showed the best. They chose a bad boss battle.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
I think what they wanted to do was they wanted to show a giant set piece. To me, honestly,
Fantastic.
it was the same exact demo we got on Final Fantasy. I mean, they almost exactly the same.
Oh my god, that
And
demo.
you seen
was
how that guy
wicked,
butchered
too.
that? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah.
Like,
But
this guy
I will say
sucks.
this.
Look at how many times he's got whacked by the fist.
Yes, as much as I
Whack by
you know,
fist.
you guys
That guy was
know.
terrible.
It's
Well,
like he
Al
was like jerking him off.
Al doesn't know this, but you guys, the rest of you guys know how much I don't like Digital Foundry. But Digital Foundry had a really nice write-up technically on Scalebound. And when they were showing that game with everything going on the screen, which is what I think his thought process was. I mean, there were water effects, there were particle effects, there was all this action going on. That game never broke a sweat, frame rate wise. And I think that's what they were trying to show, because if you remember last year, they showed a whole different type of demo, but it got raked over the coals for frame rate issues. And I honestly believe one of the things Camille wanted to do this year was to show that he's far enough along in the game that even with this big giant enemy crab, that the game was stable and playable.
Well, but see, you also question it because why wasn't it playable on the floor then?
That's a good point. That is a valid question.
Yeah, you don't want people breaking your game that's good to go. That's probably what it is.
Hey, South, by the way, thanks for answering that question. Nels Coney made a statement about.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he said Rand. I was there when he talked to Phil. Phil didn't say nothing about it being in trouble or anything like that. Rand was just complaining. He said, "I don't think it looked that good." Hey, listen, we all have our own favorites, our own flavors. What we like the best.
We have different tastes.
Exactly. And for some reason, Scalebound just did not, resonate with him. And he talked to Phil about it, but Phil didn't say, "Oh yeah, the game's a shit. It's a mess." It was nothing like that.
I'm never working with you again.
Yeah, no, it was nothing like that. Rand was just complaining about the game, about how he didn't like how it looked, and Phil listened to him and was like, "Oh, okay, well, I get your,
I'll go tell him.
yeah."
Yeah.
What's also interesting about this E3 for me, different than other, was there was very little I found I didn't like, which is different for me.
I liked that everything had dates on it. I like that when it's coming out. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Sony put out these great games," which they were. I'm not taking away from that, but we don't know if they're coming out in the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, that scares me, man. But
like God of War, we're looking at least
I don't like
at
that.
least 2018, late 2018, maybe 2019.
But see, I kind of feel like that's like kind of common with E3 though, regardless anyway.
That's the change
Sony
that people want.
Sony likes to do it like.
But I think it's regardless. I don't think it's just Sony. I mean,
show everything.
But I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. That's not how Microsoft used to be. When you go back to Peter Moore's Microsoft,
within a year.
well,
right.
yeah, Peter.
Everything-
Yeah, it was different with Peter Moore. Yeah.
When Peter Moore was there, everything that they showed at E3 was coming out that year. Everything, and that was his mantra: was we're only going to show you what you get to play in the fall. That has changed because the I don't know, it's almost like the needs. I'm trying to find the word. The expectations of today's gamer. They want to see. They want to see as many games as possible, and they don't care if they're coming out. That's why Sony's last couple of E3s have been so highly rated, when half the games really don't come out right away because the gamers these days, they don't care.
Right.
And Nels Coney is making a good point too, and something that I actually agree with. There's enough to play that I can wait. I know I'm not going to get God of War till next holiday season, but that's okay because I've got 8, 10, 12 games in the meantime to play. I'm not going anywhere, and I've got a backlog of games that is probably going to take me all the way through that time. So I'm okay. I'm okay to
from
hold.
September to November is insane.
Yeah, I'm okay to hold on God of War because I'm going to have stuff to play, and when God of War comes out, I'll be ready for it. It's the same thing that I did with Quantum Break. I waited till Quantum Break was ready. When Quantum Break was ready, I bought it. That's the kind of thing that I think people take a little too seriously nowadays. But they're the same. But it's the same gamers that demanded that people show, all these blockbuster games. They have to. They're just not ready yet because, that's all they can show. They can't do it like they used to do, like Microsoft used to do, and show the stuff that was coming out in the fall because no one cared. Everybody wanted to know what the next big thing was, and so that's where we've come to. It's just a change.
Guys, I dropped out there for a sec. I don't know what happened. My internet connection just fucking dropped.
We should have took over while he was gone.
Oh my god! I was like, another takeover.
Hostile takeover.
Exactly.
Call me Vivendi, son.
Vivendi.
Too soon?
No,
right. This is not a hostile takeover of Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Well, no, Nels Coney, Brad, who cares about release dates? Of course you want the game to be ready, but you want an idea of when. Yeah, anybody can throw up a fucking trailer and this and that, but I want an idea of when I'll be able to get my hands on it. I want to play God of War. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to play like Last of Us 2. I want to know.
I'd like a year at least.
Exactly. You don't have to tell me when exactly.
Last Guardian, that was awesome.
Look, Uncharted 4 got delayed a couple times before it came out, which, you know what, they took their time to make it good. I'm not hating on that. What I'm saying is I want to know a rough guesstimate of when these games are going to come.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But then how many people are going to complain when they don't hit that date and have to push?
Right, well, and that's why you're on a you're in a hard spot.
You really are. You're in a hard spot with this, and but that is what it's really funny. The same gamers who asked for this are the ones that complain when they get. And I'm not talking about you guys, none of you. I'm just talking. You see it on Twitter, you see it on Gas, you see it all over the place.
I don't know. What'd you say, Al?
I said I complain about everything.
No, but the same gamers who are demanding to see these games now are the same ones who complain when the developers have to delay them. And I'm not, Mighty Number 9's a different story because that's just a riddled with problem development.
I guess maybe I'm a different gamer. Honestly, guys, like for me, like I just get excited to see that there are new games coming.
Right.
And I don't know. I really don't think about the release date. Because I know there's other stuff I'm going to be playing this year.
As long as they don't delay the game a week before it's supposed to be out, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Right. But just give me a kind of an idea of when we can expect it. If God of War is going to be late 2018, let us know because that's a whole another year and a half. Plus that's like 2 years.
God of War look good. Oof.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that it's going to be working best on the Neo. That's probably what they're optimizing it for. I want to know when it's going to come out. Not exact date, but give me a guesstimate.
Yeah.
Is that wrong on me to want that?
No.
Because I had this conversation with Pete Rock from Gamertag Radio the other night, and I'm like, dude, but they didn't. They showed a lot of, it was a lot of eye-popping visuals and everything, but there was no substance. Like, okay, they showed you a bunch of fucking trailers. When are we going to get to play? And he's like, oh, come on, Sal. You really can't say nothing because you're biased. I go, what do you mean? He goes, dude, you drink from the Emerald Cup. And I sat back, I kind of laughed because it's true. Listen, I don't try to hide the fact that I'm a huge Xbox fanboy. Yeah, I make no bones about it. But if you're gonna go out and say, "Oh, Sony won," you know what I mean? How? Because all they did was just show a bunch of trailers. Like you know what I mean? They won. That's saying like they won last year, but they only what's come out from what they showed last year.
Yeah, last year was a culmination of stuff they've been working toward for like the last 3 years, and it also coincidentally just sort of melded at that E3. A lot of that could have been this E3. They could have pushed Shenmue to this E3. They could have pushed Final Fantasy VII Remake to this E3, but I think they just pushed it.
I give Sony credit for the lack of like boring talk. You know what I mean? Not a lot of.
They talk to us like a human. I like that too. Yeah. I'm with you 100%, man. I think that I don't like how Sony shows us everything they have brewing years, a half decade in advance.
Right.
And people will laugh.
Well, people don't realize that the God of War it's at least 2 years out. At least.
The new IP I hear is at least 2018. Spider-Man has got to be.
If it's going to coincide with the movie, the movie hasn't even started filming yet.
So. With God of War, I mean, is God of War really 2018? I mean, look at Gears of War. But look at Gears of War. Gears of War was revealed last year, and then this year it was.
Yeah, but the game's done. The game is done. Gears is done.
It's totally done.
I think what Mike's saying though, last year we saw Gears. We saw like Gears gameplay, I think, for the first time. Was it last year that we saw?
Yeah, we saw that single player. We saw that little
trailer.
Yeah. And then we saw it again this year, but this year it's going to have it's going to be out this year. It's conceivable that next year you'll get a date for God of War.
I can see God of War.
You're looking at 2018, and I'll bet money on it, Mike. If we'll make a gentleman's bet, whatever you
gentleman's bet.
I'll tell you what. Bet me that Titanfall 2.
Ooh.
All right, you're on.
High stakes.
If it's 2018, well, you wouldn't see. We can't do that because we won't know. You're right.
But no.
Titanfall 3. Bet me on Titanfall 3.
All right, you got it.
The other thing too is at some point Sony has to have a holiday title. That's got to be it for next year.
But do they?
I don't see it happening. No, because right now the third party is carrying Sony.
That's what I'm saying. Like the third party, what we saw last holiday was that third party marketing deals carried Sony's PlayStation.
Well, because everybody knows that the game multi-plats work better and look better on the PS4. I mean that's already conceded.
There's that power thing.
Right. Even though you could have Xbox Live is the better online, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But it looks better on the PS4. So it really is a trade-off. It's like, what do you prefer? It's like, do you rather have a better online service or you want a better visuals? You know what I mean? And to me, all my friends are on Xbox Live.
And as are mine. But the other nice thing is, none of us here except for Al, who doesn't have an Xbox anymore at the moment. We still don't
crossplay,
right? But I mean, the reality is that we don't have to make that choice because we have both systems. There is something to be said for that. Even if we all play, I mean, you guys look. There's no doubt you can see the hours I play on each. I only have one online service. So it's not as though even, I have my preference. Everybody knows, I think everybody understands that. But we at least don't have to make that choice. Hey, somebody come up with a Bing Rewards equivalent for PSN, and I'm down. Because that's how I afford. I can't. I mean, this is where I'm at in my life. This is how I have to have Xbox Live is by Bing Rewards right now.
I buy subscriptions by the year on cdkeys.com.
Oh, I love those fax emails.
Around June to July. So now, if you watch their website, sometimes they'll throw up a year for $24.
All right, if I find a year of PSN for $24, I will definitely get on that.
Yeah, I usually get 2 or 3 years every time they do that.
If you see that,
I will shoot you a direct message.
Shoot me a DM.
And Mike, send it to me too, because
I will, because I have friends on PSN. I would love to play some games with them, but the most of what I do is Xbox Live. I mean, that's not a secret.
My fucking whatever I do on PSN is usually I turn on my PlayStation and I update it and I shut it down and go back to Xbox Live.
That said, I mean, God of War, Horizon, those games are mine. I love those experiences. On Uncharted 4, I put everything aside for that.
That's the reason why I have a PS4.
Yeah, that's the one that I got because and when that came out, I put everything else aside, just like I do for games that I really really want to play. I put everything aside to play Uncharted. That's just the way it is. That's just the way I don't. I game. We all game. It's okay to have a preference.
Are you trying to say that Enrique has game?
No.
Yeah, fucking game.
hey, but we gotta give fucking Diego a shout out for that sick ass graphic.
Dude, man,
hey, with the beard,
he has to make you a banner version of that to put on the YouTube channel banner. That is so good.
I have it.
Hey, Diego is so fucking talented, dude. I mean, I can't get over. Some days he'll send me some shit, and I'm just blown away. I can't even say nothing. I'm like, holy shit, the dude is so talented.
Yeah, he is. I also have to give a shout out to Jay.
Graphic God.
Graphic God. He's not he was in the room earlier. He's not now. But if you watch my videos and see the stuff out, he has changed. He energized me with the stuff he got to me, and he changed the whole look of my channel. So I mean, these guys out there that are doing this, they're awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, but Diego, he came out with that last.
Well, the thing is, like he'll just like surprise you out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like, hey, listen, I was messing around last night. And boom, what do you think about this? And you're just like, oh my god, dude, you're a fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking away from Jay because Jay's, he did a logo for me. You know what I mean? Crip's done logos for me. Like I've had the best of the best hook me up. So you know what I mean? Like Diego, he actually, he caters to me. Not saying that he bows down, or I'm not saying that. No, but he'll come to me like, South, I got you something. You know what I mean? Like
did he do that avatar you got now?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
That's good.
Yeah.
Dude, I woke up to DM or email and I'm like, wow.
I tweeted Rod Ferguson that he should mocap South.
Yes, I saw that.
Well, because even Rod was like, dude, you look good in armor, and I was like,
yeah.
Man.
Now with your YouTube banner, Enrique, what I mean is that the grab a brew and that catchphrase that he put in there, that's got to go on your YouTube banner because honestly, that's catchy. That's a eye catcher.
Yeah.
Somebody comes onto that channel and they see that that's like professional looking.
Yeah, and I look great. I got a lot of compliments on Twitter about that. I mean, when I first showed Al and everyone, Al was like, "Holy shit, that's fucking hot."
Yeah, that was really impressive.
Grab a brew or two and quench your gaming thirst with the Basement Radio Arcade podcast.
Yeah, that's got to go. That's got to go up there.
Yeah. Hey guys, real quick, we have some questions from the panel. Al, actually, this one's for you. Nels Cody wants you to drop a little Batman scoop, if you have any.
Batman scoop.
Off the cuff.
You know what? I'll shoot it off the cuff, and because I love everybody here, and thanks for tuning in. Your boys at Warner Brothers Montreal may be up to making a new Batman game. They've actually been making it for a while after they finished Arkham Origins, which was actually pretty good. But I believe it has to do with the later years of Bruce Wayne. So look for a Silver Age Batman to be announced in due time. I'm not going to give any dates around. But
you know what? I heard
Rocksteady.
I heard Rocksteady's working on a Justice League.
I don't know if they're doing that, but I'll bite my tongue on that. I know what they're working on, but it's not that. I'll say that.
Yeah, well, the first rumors were they were working on a Superman game. and then supposedly now that they come out that they're working on a Justice League game. Which, you know what, the way they brought the Batman back with Arkham Asylum, I mean, because you think, you know, Superman is such a Boy Scout, and it's hard to be, you know, fun, you know, when he's always a do-gooder. You know what I mean? Kind of like Captain America, where they're always on, you know, moral high ground. You know, I don't know how that could be fun. In my personal taste.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you get to fly around and shit like that. You know, that'd be fun. But other than that, we fly around just saving people. I don't know how.
You'll fly through rings.
God, Superman 64, the worst game ever. Nels Coney is asking, older Batman. Yes, Silver Age Batman refers, if you don't follow the comics, I'm not going to give anything away by the game. If it's Silver Age, that means Robin has died.
And Damian's in play.
Nightwing in play.
Has already killed Robin, and Bruce has given up being Batman, and he's relinquished control, I think, to the police, and he's just in a shitty state. But something must happen that he puts the suit back on, ride once more. I will also give another little. I gotta do it, Enrique. I gotta tease something good, right? There's no Batmobile this time. It's actually a Bat-cycle.
Thank God.
It's a Bat-cycle, and the Bat-cycle looks fucking amazing.
That Batmobile totally killed that last game for me. And I know you can switch the controls and everything, but to me, it ruined the game for me.
I don't think it killed the main game, but I think trying to do all the challenges was a chore.
Yeah,
I liked it for traversal, and I liked the combat in it, but I didn't have to use it to do the Riddler challenges. It wasn't worth it. I don't know what the quote unquote true ending was because I wasn't going to spend
speaking
18 hours.
Diego's in the motherfucking heezy.
Yeah, he is. I just saw him in the chat. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just giving you a fucking pat job, bro. You missed it. We're just giving you all the props and praise you deserve.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's great. So Diego, thank you again, man, for everything. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see here. All Star Gamer has another question. What do you think of the Phantom Dust remaster and that rumor Bulletstorm remaster?
I liked Bulletstorm. I thought people could fly. You know, to me the game was funny. You know what I mean? It was like a funny, softer side of Gears. You know what I mean? Because obviously it was a Gears. You know, it took their engine, you know, the Unreal Engine, and they made like the Gears, you know, cover system. You know, kind of like in a funny, you know, story. So I really enjoyed it. I was surprised there was no sequel, and you know, they basically after Judgment they let People Can Fly go. But then I guess Epic kind of gave away their game business anyways. But, I thought that Bulletstorm was better than Judgment. You know, so I'm digging it. We'll see about this Phantom Dust. We haven't really heard too much about it.
Card games are the thing again.
Yeah. Al, you don't sound too excited.
I like the original Phantom Dust.
Gwent?
Gwent. I'm not gonna go for no.
What? No, Elder Scrolls Legends?
No.
Or Elder Scrolls
They were
Legends?
hyping up Gwent. They were hyping up Gwent like it's a AAA game.
It is.
Well, remember they're also coming out with a Fable card game too.
Yeah.
They're actually doing that Kickstarter
Right, the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enrique knows my disdain for card games on computer.
I didn't like Gwent in the game, you know, and
Witcher. Same. I played probably total 600 hours of Witcher 3 on 3 different platforms and played.
Jesus, you say 600 hours?
Yeah, I beat the game in its entirety on Xbox One. Most of them side missions.
Wow.
This is before Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine.
Jesus.
I heard Blood and Wine is amazing.
Oh my god, it's insane.
Yeah.
So then I beat the game and no DLC again on PS4. Then I beat the game, and I'm doing the DLC on PC now.
Wow.
Hearts and Stone is fantastic. If anyone doesn't have the season pass and like The Witcher 3, by all means get it. Hearts of Stone has some of the best writing and best missions you'll ever see, like as far as the side content DLC goes.
So let me ask you, since we're hyping up Witcher, what do you think about CD Projekt? Their next one, it was Steampunk 2077 or whatever it is.
Cyberpunk?
Yes, yeah, doesn't it? Like, pump you up even more for that game to see what
It's
they
going
come
to
up
be
with.
insane. And the fact that they're going to focus on a smaller world is going to make it that much
Ooh,
better.
yeah.
It's going to pull in the people who didn't like the fact that the game was too big. I think it's going to enrich the story, the stuff that's happening right around you.
Yeah.
I honestly cannot wait for what they do. I am such a Witcher fanboy. I can't even hide that. I love that game. No matter how good the combat in Bloodborne was, Witcher 3 was the game of the year last year for me. I love that game.
Yeah, it was my game of the year too.
And yeah, I spent, oh my god, I think the first week it was out, I spent how many hours are in a week, Enrique? Come on, you're good at math. Most of the hours I was in front of my TV and with my Xbox, and I was playing Witcher 3.
That's how I was with Fallout 4.
I love that game so much. And I love Fallout too. Fallout is such a great game too.
But hey, it's kind of funny.
I
met Todd Howard at the Video Game Awards, and I was telling him how much I loved Fallout 3 and and New Vegas and everything. And I said, man, Fallout 4, because it was like a month after Fallout 4 came out, and Phil Spencer introduced Todd Howard to me.
That's awesome, man. That's
well, no, it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Phil's like, yeah, you want to meet Todd Howard? Because he knew how much of what's it called? Like Fallout I was playing. And I go, no, no. I'm really gonna ask the head of Xbox to go like get somebody to me.
So
like, who am I? Who am I? You know?
You are Southbound 110.
Hey,
you're damn right. You're introducing me to Todd Howard.
South of
VIP. I'm not that brazen. So anyway, he goes back.
This is a brazen podcast.
This is a brazen podcast.
He goes back and he comes and brings Todd Howard back, and he's like, and I go, man, you guys are robbed because we were just talking about Witcher 3 got Game of the Year, Video Game Awards, and I was like, bullshit, you guys should have got it. Fallout was my Game of the Year, and this horse shit. And he goes, it's no big deal. We've gotten it before. He was so smooth and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got the sales though, man. More people bought Fallout than they did Witcher 3 and Bloodborne.
Well, trip out on this. So I started telling Michael, man, I had the game before it came out, and I had 100 hours on it before the game even came out, and it was funny because he looked over at Phil like Phil gave it to me, and Phil looked back and he goes, "It wasn't me. Don't look at me."
That's amazing.
By the way, real quick, I just realized. Unfortunately, despite my best efforts, I got the $10 credit for those of you who.
For downloading the site.
Yeah, it now be in your thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that to buy a game.
Yeah, I tried, but it happened during.
Hey, listen, a lot of people got free $10. You know what I mean?
I know.
I know there's a lot of people attacked on their morality, like, oh, it's stealing, blah, 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 blah. But listen.
I don't think it's I didn't know it's stealing.
A lot of people thought it was. I mean, there was people like John Place went on to say, you guys are fucking, you guys won't, support these games, give them free and this and that. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, it wasn't our mistake. It was their mistake.
Yeah. I still felt dirty.
I'd already bought a copy already.
Yeah, see, I already had it, so
I know. I
have 2 copies.
When I clicked it,
because peer pressure from South and them, and then I clicked it and I felt bad as soon as I did it.
It was like watching porn for the first time.
Your peer pressure.
Listen. I had already bought it. I already had the expansions and everything, so I couldn't check if it was free. So that's why when I tweeted, I was like, "Is this real?" And then boom, my Twitter feed just blew up because shit, it's free, it's real, boom, boom. So everybody started going at it. You know what I mean? And listen.
Oh, it was being tweeted out by media too. I mean,
I know.
Well, yeah. I think that's the point in which, But Southbound bullied me into it.
Yeah, there you go. Look, Diego said if you feel bad about it, send him the $10 and he'll gladly take it.
Well, I did. To be fair, I did buy. You know what I did? I bought my son season 6 of the Minecraft story.
Oh, there you go, man. There you go.
I use it for my kid.
There you go.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, hey, it's midnight here.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah.
I was supposed to play Overwatch with people.
Yeah, were you supposed to play Overwatch, Mike?
I was supposed to play Overwatch like 2 hours ago.
Oops.
That's a shame.
Oops. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, guys, because I gotta take my ass to bed. I gotta get up early in the morning.
I got a
At
whole night
6:30.
of gaming yet, so
You gonna hop on Xbox, South?
yes, sir. I'll probably jump on some Destiny and see if I can get a raid in or not.
Oh, nice. God, I haven't been on Destiny in
Another game that did not show up at E3.
no.
Well, it's gonna be live and direct for next year for Destiny
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, hey, everyone in the live chat. Geez, we've been going at this for 3 hours now. So everyone that was in the live chat for 3 hours, hanging in, thank you guys. Mad love to all you guys in the live chat. And we had some newcomers too tonight. So big shout out to those guys.
Yeah, Chicken. Did
Yeah,
he do it? Did he do his name play? That guy.
No, he didn't do his
Yeah,
name.
he did.
Oh
No.
man, he'll go on that for hours.
Yeah, he will. He was doing it yesterday with Rand.
Well, he's been going on Rand for about 4 weeks now, just
Yeah.
going hard. 'Cause did you guys see that? That's the soft serve picture, right? The one that I took
No, I didn't see
of
that.
Rand. Okay, well, we took a group picture at the event Wednesday night, and so I took a selfie shot of there was 4 of us in the picture, and Rand's face, it was funnier than shit. He just looks like, God damn it, South, another fucking picture, right? But he has ice cream in his hands. And so, later on that night, I got home and I was looking at the picture and I just started laughing. And so I blew it up and screenshotted it. And then I kind of showed the guys in the TXR, we have our own little chat, private chat.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at fucking Rand. He looks so disappointed. And the very next morning, the Xbox Twitter, they're like, we like to look at that ice cream, and they did the emoji that looks exactly like Rand's face. And you talk about funny, oh my God. So it wasn't just me that noticed that face, but so did the Xbox Twitter account. And they responded with the emoji. It looked just like his face, and we laughed so hard. I was like, damn, even Xbox clowned you. So good times, man. Last week was epic.
Nah, it sounds like that's all. That's awesome. You guys got to share that experience with people people that you're friends with too, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
I mean, honestly, I missed a couple people,
Mm-hmm.
but we still got a chance to actually see a lot of Xbox community. They were definitely represented. It was nice.
Nice.
Good times.
Yeah. Well, Southman, hey, thanks for dropping in tonight, man.
Always.
And joining us.
I love you guys, man, and it's always a pleasure to come in and bullshit with you guys and see how
Yeah, it's nice meeting you.
how
man.
some of the ponies do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
PC Master Race. Yeah,
Dreamcast.
but no, likewise, buddy. Nice to meet you and shit.
Yeah. So, everyone watching, definitely check out Southbound and TXR.
Monday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
We're
South.
actually gonna have a big night Monday night. We got the devs from We Happy Few on for the first hour, and the second hour we got Chris Bishop from the Forza team.
Oh, nice.
Forza Horizon 2, 3. So, it's gonna be a big night.
Oh, nice,
So,
man.
so people listening, we'll try to get your questions answered in the chat, and
Very nice. Very nice.
it's gonna
That's
be a
awesome, man.
packed night.
Yeah,
We got Craig Duncan on the docket here in the next couple weeks. So
Nice.
yeah.
Right.
All right.
It's kind of funny because people were coming up to us, man. I'm a fan of TXR and this and that, and
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, it's kind of weird because I'm not the type of person that think that I have fans, but people come up to me and tell me that they're fans, and I'm like,
You
whoa, I don't know how
don't
to.
even understand. It's amazing how you don't see it. Everyone else sees it. It's like everyone else sees it but you.
South is just a
Well,
humble dude, man.
No, I try. I don't have an ego. I'm not an ego
Yeah.
guy, so I don't sit there yeah, I'm fucking Xbox community member, VIP #1. That's totally not me. If someone ever heard me say that shit, slap me. I give you permission to fucking slap the fuck out of me. Because that's totally not my thing. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
you're not like that.
No, you're not.
No, he's
I'm
not like that at
I'm all
all.
about the community. You know what I mean? If I'm moving up, I want my friends to roll with me.
Yeah.
Because to me, I would think it'd be lonely at the top.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, South, that's awesome, man.
You're a great dude, brother. You know that.
Yeah, man.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're a good dude, man. We enjoy having you on, and
Well, always.
yeah, have to get you back on again. And
I was gonna join the NLG, but now I don't think that's gonna be possible.
You cut too much.
because
No, there's another reason, but I'll tell you offline.
And Mike, thanks for joining us, man, for filling in tonight too. Hey, big shout out to Eric Jackson, who couldn't make it tonight. Eric, we miss having you on, brother. We'll, look forward to having you back on next week. But Mike, hey, thanks for filling in too, man. Kind of last minute.
Of course.
Definitely appreciate it. So, and Mike, you guys are going live 10 p.m. on Friday,
yeah,
right?
Friday night. We're back to our regular schedule. Friday nights at 10.
All right. And Al, as always, thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Of course. You know I'd be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I always like saying that because now that you're a co-host, I just like saying that because
That's right.
Yeah, but
I got to plug the other show I'm on.
Yeah, I was gonna say go ahead and plug the sister podcast.
Check out Super Deformed Gamecast Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week we have Kyle Bosman on from Easy Allies, and John let loose that we have a Sony executive coming up, and it's a pretty big deal. You probably want to tune in.
That fucking guy Mad Dog me the other night at the Bethesda conference because I'm sitting there with my Xbox shirt, my Xbox hat, and he walked right in front of me and he looked at me and gave me the weirdest fucking. Hey, I don't know about Sony execs, man. They don't like me for shit. It's like I walked into the Death Star or something straight. Yeah, they know me from fucking. But see, that's the thing. I don't talk shit, but they know me. I'm an Xbox fan through and through. So they're like, "Oh, it's fucking Xbox." So he walked past.
Or maybe he thought you were handsome.
Maybe that's what it is.
Hey, it's been known. I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I am quite handsome. So maybe he just liked the way like my shoes or something. I don't know.
Oh,
it was kind of funny though. He walked past me right in front of me, and he just gave me the weirdest fucking look. And I was just like, "Fuck you too."
Jesus.
Should have beat him over his head with my turkey leg.
Maybe he wanted your turkey leg.
Maybe that's what it was.
You took the last turkey leg. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe he took the last turkey leg.
Yeah,
he was like,
right behind you in line.
Yeah, he was. No, he was right behind me and sitting behind me at the Bethesda conference.
Oh, there you go.
Staring through your soul.
Staring at my Xbox branded memorabilia.
Yeah. Feel the back of your neck burn.
Boy, I tell you, I thought Superman was staring at me.
All right, gentlemen. Well, hey, thank you again, guys, for hopping on the podcast. Big shout out to John, Mr. Megadeth from the Super Deformed Games Cast, who was on with us earlier. John, as always, thank you. John will be joining us again next week as a recurring guest, co-host. And, South, Al, Mike, thank you again, guys. And
always.
Yeah, and hey, everyone who's who's going to listen to us after the podcast wraps up, you're going to catch us later on. Hey, give us a like and a subscribe as well. Definitely appreciate that. And remember, gamers, to game on, but more importantly, have fun doing so. We will see you guys next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be shooting the shit and drinking more beer and talking video games. Peace.